Let's make sure all my stuff is working. Set it to the MV7. Let's take a look here. Let me let everybody know that I am in fact streaming. This ought to be good. Copy, copy, copy. All right. It begins. Hello, everybody. It's just a regular show today, I think. Just a regular show. I'm not even going to be playing any video games. Let's just talk to people, have conversations, see how long this goes. We'll watch some videos, some clips. I think it ought to be fun, you know? Just doing some edits on my stuff here. All right, let me see here. JI99A James or Jigga James says, it is time. Hello. How you doing, Jigga? Had a fun little piece here. What does this say? It says, do you believe that God literally split the Red Sea in half to save his people? No, lol. Why would that be? Why would that be possible? Y'all realize that's just a story, right? Please just acknowledge that that's just a story. We can all acknowledge this is just a story, right? It's not real. Yup, evidence of this too. Chariot wheels at the bottom of the sea where they crossed the gentler slope, so it was walkable. Source? Question mark? That never happened. That's wild. Let's see. Jigga James says, I'm doing everyone's favorite activity called clean the damn garage. That's a good one. I like doing that. My garage is already clean. Probably could use a sweep, but that's about it. Rainbow Ash is here saying, hi, lovelies. Hello, Rainbow. How you doing? We're fishing for some phone calls. Let me see here. Jigga James, at Jigga James, come play at my house. My garage is clean. I am proud to say that I have a very clean house. Hey, we got a phone call. You're on the line with First Amender. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can I get your name?
This is Wex, W-E-X.
All right, Wex, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I had two quick questions that I wanted to ask you before I sort of got into my thing that I want to discuss. And the first question is, are you are a, I guess this is more of an assertion, you can tell me if I'm right, you are a substance monist, is that correct?
Not exactly.
Okay, could you give me a more accurate
Yeah, I mean, like if you're
description?
talking about like substance monism, that kind of implies that all of the stuff of the universe is all maintained and created based off of a single thing, and that single thing that we refer to as atom. That would be like what? A philosophy that would have created itself from an idea that that everything came from the oceans, and so therefore it's safe to assume that we came from one thing. The issue that exists like modern times with monism is that there are things that aren't made of atoms, like photons, for example.
Gotcha. Let me rephrase then, because
First
I was
Amender
sort of using
currently
the
taking
term a
calls at
little facetiously if you called me a
202-998.
Hold on
substance
a
user.
sec. Hey,
5218.
look, I'm already on a call.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead, continue. Sorry, Wex.
So I guess maybe would it be accurate to say that you're like a naturalist or a materialist?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the first question I had. The second question, what is your understanding of the term true scum?
Truth. Did you say true scum?
Yeah, true scum.
Is this an internet term?
Yes, it is. Sorry, I can tell you what my understanding is.
Okay, go ahead.
It's my understanding that true scum is a word used generally by sort of trans circles to refer to a type of transgender person, or I guess a person who speaks about the transgender condition that believes that transness, or the ability to be a gender other than the one that your biology sort of suggests, is the result of sort of specific underlying biological conditions. So this would be like, I think generally Blair White gets called this a lot because she'll say things like, well, I am transgender because I have this specific condition of gender dysphoria that is reflective of, specific, neurochemistry that I have. And if you don't have that, then you're just a trans trender or fake trans person. You're not really the gender you claim you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of factors to gender. There's biological imperatives and there's social imperatives. It's a very wide ranging categorization. And so I wouldn't, I guess, like force the biology, and that if you do not possess the biology, therefore you are not that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And so then so I've called in a couple of times before, and we've talked about gender. And then the last time I called in, we discussed this distinction between sort of what your biology has to say about your gender versus what your individual identity has to say about your gender. And a trans person, I think we kind of agreed at that point, is a person for whom their biology says one thing, but their individual identity says something else. Does that sort of make sense?
I would just say that their gender doesn't match their sex.
Okay. And would you say that the gender is a function of the individual identity?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm wondering about this individual identity. What is that?
How a person sees themselves.
Yes, I think that would be more like what it's like to have an individual identity. So like in terms of the underlying thing that gives rise to that feeling, that's more of what I'm trying to ask about.
I don't understand where you're going with this. It sounds like you're trying to
Well,
like lead me down some sort of path.
I am. I'm sorry. I am a little bit. I'll stop doing that. It's just that I've called in many times before, and so I remember those conversations. I know that you don't. And sorry, I'll just tell you where I'm going. For me, it seems like if you've got a sort of naturalist, or I would say substance monist kind of view of the world, then I think you're predisposed to say that any sort of feeling that I have about what I am is necessarily the result of a like specific formulation of my biology. Or in other words, this individual identity is just my biology. It's just sort of a more accurate description of it.
They're intertwined for sure.
What do you mean they? What two things are you referring to?
The feeling, the internal feeling in your biology.
Okay. In what way is my internal feeling influenced by something other than my biology?
Sorry, in what way is your internal feeling what?
Influenced by something other than my biology, or I guess the material in general.
External sense stimulus surroundings.
Yes, but all of those things would be sort of included with this umbrella, beneath this umbrella.
No.
This is why I said the substance monism thing at the beginning. No?
No, because you asked, in what way is my internal feeling influenced by something other than my biology? So, without getting into, say, gender or whatever, maybe you looked at like a fancy rock and you got inspired to do an art piece. You possess the internal feeling of wanting to do an art piece on the basis of the rock, but the rock is not literally your biology.
Yes, but the rock only can give me the feeling, presuming that I have a
I'm saying it's
specific
not
circuitry to interpret it, right?
Yeah,
It has
yeah.
to
So
be some sort, yeah?
you asked in what way is my internal feeling influenced by something other than my biology, and I gave you an
Right.
example. It is
Right, and I
external
was
sense stimulus
responding.
and surroundings, or hell, it could
I was
be of other
responding.
people.
Yeah. And I was responding that the rock only means something given a specific circuitry that I have, right?
Yeah,
For example, if I were different biologically, then the rock might not do that.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm wondering how this view of gender, which is that my gender is this individual identity I have, and this individual identity I have is the emergent property of this specific biological circuitry that I have. I'm wondering how is that different from sort of the true scum position, and like why could I not levy that accusation at you?
Well, for starters, I mean, I don't even understand what you mean fully by the quote unquote truth. I don't know all the things in your internet jargon here that it's not really like a defined term, true
Can I define
scum.
it for you? Can I define it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you tried earlier. I asked,
Did it not
like,
make sense? What part didn't make sense?
let's see, you said that it is a word used by trans circles to refer to a type of trans person who speaks of the transgender condition that believes transness to be a gender, then what your biology suggests argues an underlying biological condition.
Okay, let me try one more time. A person who gets called a true scum is a person who would seek to invalidate other people's sort of individual identities on the basis of those individual identities can only exist as an emanating property of a specific biological condition. So I brought up Blair White as an example. She will say something like, I have this specific affliction called gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is what constitutes the trans experience, right? And gender dysphoria.
I mean, that's just empirically false. Not all trans people have gender dysphoria.
Right. So, but then I think you can sort of abstract it out and say that the general position of the true scum person is that there is a certain necessary biological condition that you must have in order to be this gender, in order to be a trans person.
It doesn't sound like we disagree at all. I think you're fighting against people who like to pathologize it. And I'm
Well,
saying that there can be a biological condition. It could also be a social thing. So like, I don't know exactly what you're like,
the
what
thing
we're
that I'm getting at,
disagreeing on, I guess.
well, the thing that I'm getting at is that there's this sort of idea of you've got these two kind of things that weigh on what someone's gender is. And you say they're intertwined all the way down. This is something you say a lot. And one of those things is your biology, and the other one is your individual identity. And to me, it seems like your position pre-commits you to the fact that the individual identity just is your biology. I think it's subsumed beneath that category, unless there's something else going on that I don't understand.
But you're requiring a maintenance of that separation.
Yes.
Why?
Because otherwise one of them must be a meaningless category.
No, we create categories all the time that are intertwined.
Okay. Then to what extent is your individual identity not within your biology? Like what part exists outside
A social
of it?
mechanism. I've already explained this.
Well, right.
External
but then I
sense,
responded
stimulus,
that
and
like
surroundings.
those things are only significant to you in terms of your underlying
Yes.
biology.
Yes. Like, I guess if you were a lizard and you saw a rock, you'd probably think about it differently than you, a human who's an artist.
Well, I think you can give me like a better steel man than that. Not just a lizard. You could just be
I'm just saying,
a
like,
different type of
your
person.
biology is yeah, how you feel is predicated on your biology.
Well, so then I don't understand this category, individual identity, except as sort of a more specific type of biology.
I mean, we don't have a machine to measure every single neuron and how you would kind of respond to these things. I'm not sure what you're getting at here.
Well, I'm a substance dualist, and I'm trying to argue you into that position, I guess.
Into substance dualism?
Yes.
There is no empirical evidence for dualism.
Okay. Well, so then I think that you must then acknowledge that your individual identity is a emanating factor of your biology.
Sure.
Okay, well, so then...
As well as external sense stimulus that alters that biology. Okay, there is no empirical evidence for dualism, though. There's a reason why most philosophers to this day, they kind of dropped the whole dualism argument in like the 1800s.
I take it back. I'm no longer arguing that position. Okay. Now, right now, what I'm just trying to do...
What's your point?
I would like to demonstrate to you that it seems like there's a type of person in your world who, by dint of their biology, cannot be a gender. Does that make sense?
By their what?
By dint of their biology, they cannot be a certain gender.
I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about.
So if your individual identity is the thing that determines your gender, and your individual identity is an emanating property of your biology, then there are certain people for whom one of the two genders, or I mean, however many, some of those genders are inaccessible to them because of their biology.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be people that are going to be permanently cisgendered.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because their biology prevents them from doing that. Okay.
So then I have a hypothetical for you. All right.
All right.
There is a person with biology X. Okay. And biology X refers to the type of biology that gives rise to the type of individual identity that refers to the gender of man. Okay. Does all that make sense thus far? That's just like the premise.
All right. You are throwing so much complication to it. There's a person who identifies as man.
Yes. Right, because they have biology X.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got this person with biology X. If this person were to go through the associated surgeries with becoming a woman, and then they were to have the people in their life affirm them as a woman or refer to them that way, and then they were to go out into the world fulfilling all of the social roles and obligations that we generally associate with woman, would they not be a woman?
How would they want to be referred?
Well, I mean, I didn't put that in the hypothetical, but you're saying there's missing information. You would need that piece of information to tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you? Well, so I feel like then though we sort of stray into the territory of like a woman is a person who identifies as a woman, which seems like a bad kind of definition.
No, I'm perfectly okay with that. I think that the gender is performative, not in the sense of like actors and actresses, but there's like an underlying characteristic that puts people into this box.
Wait, so is it performative or is it the underlying characteristic?
That is, it can be both. Anyway, it was, I don't know exactly where you want to go with this. I don't really don't understand.
So the thing that I've argued in past, when we've spoken in the past, is that it seems to me that biology isn't relevant to what your gender is. I think it's purely got to do with this individual identity.
Well, it can though. They're not mutually exclusive to one another.
Well, right. That's what I'm sort of trying to say is that I think that if you don't mutually exclude them, I think your position pre-commits you to saying it's all biology, which is what I was trying to show with that last hypothetical.
No, it doesn't. They are intertwined. The social and the biological are intertwined. That's why.
So there's the performance, right, and the underlying characteristic is what you just said, right?
Both.
Is the performance an emanating property of the underlying characteristic?
Yes.
Then it's not the performance, it's the underlying characteristic.
No, it could also be the underlying characteristic. Maybe it was just a social condition.
I don't see what the social condition has to do with what we're talking about right now.
The performance.
Well, when I say the performance, I'm referring to the individual identity. It's the sense of self that I have. It's sort of the.
Are you sure you're not a substance dualist? Because.
Well, I am, but I'm not bringing that into this conversation.
Okay, but like it sounds to me that our basic disagreement is I'm sitting there saying that there is no such thing as like a soul or something separate from that of matter in the universe. Mm-hmm. You're positing that there is that there is some sort of delineating factor between your feelings and the biology.
Well, I'm trying not to say that. What I'm trying to say right now is that if I believed what you believe, I think that I would have to drop the idea of transitioning. You're not really shifting genders. You're just coming into line with what your biology already was.
Are you transgender?
No.
Okay.
Wait, why is that relevant?
Well, I was just asking because you said that I was trying to force something. Hey,
sorry, no, I was trying to demonstrate that I think your position shows that this individual identity is only only an emanation of what my biology is. And so in this view, you don't really transition genders. You just sort of come into line.
Well, but it could also be social. Also social. I don't know why, for whatever reason, you create this very clear delineation and separation when it is intertwined. I'm trying to tell you that this doesn't go away just because you keep repeating and trying to maintain that separation. Why does it require that separation?
Because when they are intertwined in this way, I think one category inevitably collapses into the other. And you sort of have to pick one. Well, right. So when you talk about a person who is transitioning to become a gender, what you're really discussing is simply them enacting an aspect of their biology.
Hold on a sec. Hey, Daniel, you're hot micing really bad.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to understand your position. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with your mic there, Daniel. When you talk about a person that is transitioning to become a gender, what?
when a person is transitioning genders, right? That they were, let's say you've got like
Transitioning genders, okay.
yes. So they were not a woman, and then they become a woman post-transition. But this seems like an incoherent statement if what we're saying is woman refers to an underlying biological characteristic that they already had.
Biological characteristic. That doesn't mean it collapses.
Okay. That was the best I could do then. Thanks for talking to me.
Okay. Good talk, I guess. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The fuck was that?
Is it better now? I think it's better.
Yeah. Hey, Daniel.
I hope so.
Oh,
Sorry
what's
about
the-
that.
What the fuck was that?
Ew.
It was like dualism and transness? Like,
But like dualism, Plato.
I wrote down everything that what they were saying and it didn't make any sense. Smile Parrot is saying no RuneScape today? No. Saturday. You and me, Jad. Jad?
Did you manage to beat the
No!
No?
Of course I did it.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, I know
I
it's
watched
kind
it
of
yesterday for like a bit.
Yeah, I suck. I'm not,
yeah, had to
I
go.
did bad. We're taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Call in.
You
I want to
didn't
hear
take
you
your
out.
range
Yeah,
potions.
I'll call you so I
That's the
can.
problem.
No,
complain
that's
about
not the problem. The
transgenders.
problem is that I missed the
joking,
fucking
I'm
tick.
joking.
I'm stupid and I missed this. I'm stupid. Okay. All right. So becoming trans, the only required to be considered trans now is just the claim itself. No, I mean, it's a little more than that. I'm sure I could look at like the biggest, buffest dude ever and they'd be like, I'm trans. There's probably a level of like performative that needs to happen in order to be recognized as such. Literal Trailblazer X says it's actually so simple. Through the lens of biological sex, gender identity means nothing. Gender identity certainly does mean something, considering that there are millions and millions of men that go out of their way to try to emphasize their masculinity in all sorts of different ways. I mean, they go as far to take additional testosterone to increase their muscle mass so that way they look more manly. Smile Parrot says, Jad takes like 7 tries to get it done right for unexperienced players. Smile! I have been playing... I've been playing RuneScape. I think like when I started, I was 14. I
so
am
you're clearly
36.
Dude, you still need a bit more
I
time
beat
to
it
kind of
once
become,
before.
like,
I did. I beat it once
like
before.
advanced.
We're taking calls. I don't like you, Daniel.
I mean, you're kind of like a rookie.
What
so
sort
there's
of
no
like
shame in
performance
that,
enhancing
okay?
drugs does Jad take? Do you think?
Bruh.
What's his identity?
All the
or
Trent.
hers?
All the Trent.
All of them
Lil
at once.
Trailblazer says, not in the context of biological sex, my guy. Yes. So that's kind of how it works. The sex doesn't match the gender. That's what transgender means. So yeah. Rainbow Ash is saying a trans is a cross or beyond, not necessarily transition. Some trans people transition, some do not. That is correct. Rainbow is correct about that. Bro, that is wild. That is a wild thing to say.
By the way, Amanda, remember like a few weeks ago, I had my own like trans women are women show, right?
Yeah.
And I found out that there's still like a lot of people, despite all the available information. There's like so many people,
They just repeat
like
the
even
same
allies
talking
that
point.
no. You see, it's like they don't know that not all trans people suffer from gender dysphoria. It's like they literally don't know.
Yeah. Like here,
And they
I'll
think it's like 100%.
hold on. Trans people suffer from gender dysphoria. I'm going to pull it up. So, I mean, this is just straight from, this is your AI overview. I mean, we can go over into like the actual, like scientific papers and stuff, but this is about correct. No, not all trans people experience gender dysphoria. Being transgender means a person's gender identity differs from the sex that they were assigned at birth. Gender dysphoria is specifically the clinically significant distress or discomfort caused by that mismatch. Many trans people do experience gender dysphoria, but many others do not. For some, the driving force behind transition is gender euphoria, a sense of intense joy, comfort, or alignment with living authentically as their true gender. Other trans people simply feel neutral about their assigned sex, but thrive in a different gender. So yes, it is. It is possible to be trans and not have gender dysphoria. By the way, we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You guys want to call in and have a discussion? We can do so. How you doing, Daniel? I haven't talked to you in a while. Where have you been?
Yeah, last week I had a bit of an emergency, so
That's okay.
It is what it is.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, not really.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna dog on you about it. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
It says, when self-identity is the only metric you'll accept to validate your standard, it is because you have no standard at all. Bulk Broman, if you want to have a conversation, we can do so. Phone number 202-998-5218. If you disagree, I didn't provide no standard. I definitely provided a standard. It does exist. I was explaining the differences of somebody being trans from a cisgendered person. I don't know how else to describe it further. Bulk Bromance is the reason they have to differentiate it from biology is because all physical metrics disprove their claim. I'm saying that a person's gender identity is. I'm now in the same realm of Judith Butler, where she believes that gender is performative, and her concept of performative is different from like an actor. I'll pull it up.
Can I give you like because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I think it's a very good analogy to why we say, it's like, we trust people when they tell us they're trans. And I feel like a really good analogy, it's migraines. I don't know if you know this, Amanda, but migraines can't really be detected. We don't have the necessary technology to see like if somebody actually suffers, right, from migraines. Yeah. An MRI cannot look at the brain and see if you actually have a migraine or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only way we know that people have migraines is by them telling us.
You ask them. Yeah,
I have a migraine.
I'm getting migraines. Yes.
Exactly.
Anyway, so I wanted to detail like what they mean by like performative. But basically, like the idea of performative, I want you to get it out of your head. This idea that it's like an actor. It's deeper than that. It's a lot deeper. So they argue that their identities are not innate truths that you are born with, but are continuously created and sustained through repetitive doing of socially prescribed acts, behaviors, and language. Identity is constructed by action. Butler argues that there is no underlying authentic self or essence that exists prior to our identity. Rather, the subject emerges entirely through the actions themselves. Gender is the stylized repetition of acts through time. It is something you do, not something you fundamentally are. It is not a conscious performance. A common misconception is that identity is a performance, like an actor choosing to play a role. Butler's concept of performativity is different. Performativity refers to the discursive power of language and social norms to actually bring into being what they name. You do not choose your gender freely. You are born into a society that already has rigid scripts of how men and women should behave, dress, and speak. The iterations in social norms, the identity categories such as being a man, a woman, straight, or queer, are maintained through endless iteration of societal norms. When individuals speak, gesture, and move in ways that society recognizes as masculine or feminine, they reinforce the very rules of that society. Anyway, I hope that helps a little bit. I don't know. Maybe some people, they're just not. If you guys disagree, maybe you have something that you want to have a discussion about, we can do so. Phone number is 202-998-5218. We are taking live calls. Would be happy to hear you out. We can have a discussion. Let me see here. Try to be polite. Don't be mean to people. Don't be a bully. King of the Pirates, it says, by the way, I really do enjoy One Piece. Can I just say, if you're a One Piece fan, W in chat. King of the Pirates says, can a white guy identify as black? No, your external experience and performativity is not the same. Talk about false equivalence. Yes, that would be a false equivalence, but I'm pretty sure Bulk Broman is not talking about King of the Pirates. Is the guy that kept getting locked up in debate jail, LMAO? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about, are we talking about Chud the Builder? I'm going to scroll down a bit. Let me see here. That is why you cannot measure transgenderism, because you have to believe the person. Yeah, it's understanding the social implication to being trans. But we are taking calls. I'm not actually playing any games right now, Daniel. Would you believe that? We're just going to take
shocking.
Anybody that wants to come in and have a discussion, we can do so. I kind of wanted to focus a little bit more in kind of what the show is all about. What people, people call in, they want to hear debates, not necessarily the game. Does gender identity affect chromosome composition? No, it does not. The biological sex remains the same, and this has always been the claim of transgender individuals. The sex never changes, the gender does. Bulk Bromance says, so by their own logic, you should be able to define your pigmentation however you self-identify to be according to their own standard. It's actually to your standard as well, because you self-identify as male. You self-identify as man. You expect people to treat you like a man. You constantly perform in that of a man. You don't dress in dresses. You probably wear clothing that is vindicative of that of man. You do not wear makeup. You avoid feminine actions. You try to keep yourself in a rigid box because that is what you feel comfortable with. Peter W. says, what do you debate? I have a giant hot takes list in the description if you want to have a discussion. But I'm pretty woke. I'm pretty progressive. So if you disagree with a woke progressive, more than happy to hear you out. First Amender, defining colors is clearly a social construct. So color is a specific wavelength and spectrum. It is not a social construct. It is the separation of the wavelength of radio signals that enable you to visually see evolutionarily specific colors. Now, if you want to know what is a social construct, is how you feel about said color. For example, pink is described as a feminine color and blue is described as a masculine color, but it would be entirely socially constructed that pink is feminine and blue is masculine. Gwynbled says, what is your take on the death of Henry Nowak? Do you think that DEI has created a two-tier justice system in the UK? I don't know enough about Henry Nowak, so I'm not going to comment on something I don't know enough about. Sloppy Second says...
UK is like very weird as a place. I mean, I don't know. They have like very weird way of doing things.
Sloppy Second says, if I stay inside all day, my skin gets lighter. During the summer, I get really dark, so I say I am black. No, that is not performativity. Rainbow Ash says, evolutionarily is a great word. Dude, it is a great word. I love that word. I use that word all the time. Bulk Brown Man saying, defining the colors is a social construct. The colors exist, but defining them is socially constructed. Yes. Which says, I prefer historically. I see. Let's pull up the story of Henry Nowak. Why not? Let's read it. Do you know anything about Henry Nowak?
I actually read about it today. Yeah. It happened in the UK. There was something happened. I'm not exactly sure what. Apparently, he was stabbed
Hmm.
by a black man.
A black man? Yeah.
Yeah, and when the police came, it wasn't really apparent that he was stabbed. I mean,
Mhm.
he told them I was stabbed. They didn't really believe him or something.
That's sad.
And the black guy told him that this guy was like saying slurs to him and stuff like that. And they kind of like they arrested the guy, and he later just died due to the stabbing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the guy that stabbed him is now like in jail. He has like a life sentence for the murder.
Gotcha. That's sad.
Yeah. But this is like another example where like a lot of people, especially like white nationalists and anti-immigrant people, are going to say, "Oh my God, it's like a black man killed him." And
Yeah. Well, I've noticed like
yeah.
when it comes to any of these situations, what you end up with is, I guess, like what I would call like a reciprocal violence. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, nor am I saying that that's, dismisses the murder of another person. I think you murder somebody, you go to jail, very simple. But with that being said, I also like to consider of what causes somebody to get into such extremity. What exactly results in that? And for example, you'll have like on Twitter, people talking about, say, like a trans killer. And I'm like, well, let's think societally what we have done to trans people. They've basically been backed into a corner and they're lashing back out. And this is what is referred to as reciprocal violence. When somebody receives the intense negative backlash, they respond with just as much backlash. And so I think if you want less of it, you have to calm down the rhetoric. Bringing up specific crimes to further create racial tensions only foments greater hatred. And so I'm not a big fan of that.
And I think it's fine to kind of like look at the police that actually got there. They were clearly incompetent. I mean, clearly incompetent.
Yeah.
If I feel like if somebody tells you it's like I was stabbed, you should at least investigate and see it's like, was he stabbed? Do we need to get the like some medical intervention on this person? And obviously they were like, in my opinion at least, they were like extremely incompetent. But it's not like the system there is like if you're white you can be stabbed and killed by somebody that's not white and you're gonna get away with it.
Bulk Broman brings up, I'd assume it is how it first justifies disproportionate interracial violent crimes in the U.S. as well. Bulk, we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Would be more than happy to have the discussion with you. Please call in. Let's have a discussion. Come on, we can talk about it.
Could I ask, like, what's the topic under discussion right now?
It could be anything.
Sorry,
Why did you want to have a discussion or just hang out?
Well, I'm not trying to take anything over. You're talking about trans people, so I was just trying to get.
We could talk about anything. We could talk about anything.
Trans is kind of an interesting question because, like, I don't really understand what the actual like terms of the debate are. Like,
Well, I mean,
it's sort of like I feel like it's that issue where I feel the most out of touch because
that's fine.
I don't really understand.
Yeah, you don't have to talk about you don't have to talk about the trans topic. You can bring up any topic you want if you want to.
Well, it is an interesting topic though. Like, so because anyways, I don't know.
Let's see. Gwynbled says, do you not think that there is a serious risk with DEI goes too far and that it might affect police officers' investigation if they are worried about being perceived as racist? I think that if you are a police officer, you should probably address the current racial tensions that currently exist in the United States. I would probably like to look at, hey, am I arresting this person? Would I treat this person differently if they were white versus black? I would hope that a police officer has enough introspection where they think, oh crap, I am treating them differently simply for being black or white. And I think I would strive to treat individuals equally, which is kind of the purpose of DEI. DEI, by its very basis, is a deliberate effort to treat people equally.
I think that body cam footage sort of dispenses with all of those concerns. Because like
Yes.
whatever arguments you could make on a population level, no police officer individually is going to feel bad about anything they do if they're doing the right thing as it relates to their own body cam footage.
Let's see. Let's not pretend that it isn't. It is a way for making a perp out to be a victim. Like I said, I mean, Bulk Broman, we can have a conversation about it if you want. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Anybody can call in. Literally anybody. Just pick up your phone. You can dial in, call, and then we'll have the conversation. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Give me a moment. I'm going to silence my phone. Can I just say, dude, we get too many damn notifications on our phones. It drives me crazy. Does it drive you guys
You fucking
crazy?
kid. Yeah.
I fucking,
I
dude,
know.
dude, I'm sitting there at
I
work
hate it.
and I'm handling like tickets live. I'll be handling like tickets and like they're messaging me back, you know, the ticket that I'm actively working on, and I'm getting a notification. Like I'm getting a notification while I'm handling the ticket that I'm being notified about. It's the most annoying thing ever.
Oh, dude, here's
Yeah.
a great conversation topic. To what extent should we roll back this like hyper connectivity that we currently
Yeah, I don't know.
sort of force ourselves to have?
I don't know. It's so
Like,
hard.
It
It's
seems
hard
like
to
it's
say.
it seems. Yeah,
How do we
I
get
think
rid of
that
it?
like I think that things sort of peaked with like the flip phone in terms of like how connected people were, and then after that, it's just kind of gotten. I'm not gonna say that like there's not positives with having smartphones and how connected they are, but I just feel like the negatives outweigh the positives just due to the utter noise that causes
Okay.
us to like.
Bulk
Right,
Broman
yeah.
is saying you could just answer the question. Actually, all you did was give me declaratives. You didn't provide a question. There was no question. Let me see here. Here we go. Tell me what you mean by reciprocal violence. Oh, it's when you respond with violence because you were acted on with violence. And if you wouldn't, or it wouldn't even necessarily be that, just things that specifically target people that causes people to react in an extreme way. And if you wouldn't use the same logic to justify disproportionate interracial violent crime in the United States. I don't know what is disproportionate. I don't know what you're comparing that to. I'll just ask AI what it thinks in reciprocal violence insinuates. I just explained it.
It sounded like if somebody has a bad life and they feel like society's fucked them over, then
Yeah,
it gives
then
them
they
a
respond in
reason
it. Yeah.
to be justified in being violent to somebody who's not in self-defense.
It's like a dog backed
which is
into
kind
a
of
corner,
bullshit.
right? The dog, without being backed into the corner, isn't going to bite you. But when it does get backed into a corner, it bites. So that's kind of the way that I think about it with reciprocal violence.
Specifically with trans people?
Yeah, I think that there's an intense amount of scrutiny and hatred that's going towards trans people instead of just letting trans people exist. That is resulting in trans people responding in a very extreme way. And it's sad to see, but it is happening.
Yeah. It just seems like such a non-issue. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't know.
About trans individuals, I think it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
I do, because it's like
Transphobes give
you're
a shit.
talking
it's
about
such a
the
non-issue.
I mean, all right, we got a phone call. Here we go. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hello?
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 Oh, okay, you can hear me? Cool.
Yep, I can hear you. Can I get your name?
Sorry, what?
Can I get your name?
Max.
All right, Max, what would you like to talk about?
Dude, that's what I was about to ask you.
Well, I'm pretty woke. I'm a progressive.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at your list, but I'm like dyslexic, dude. I can't get through all this.
Okay. What did you want to
So I
talk
need to-
about? It could be anything at all.
I need you to pick one for me because it's too much stuff to read.
Who did you vote for?
I didn't.
You did not vote. Okay.
Here, I'll give you my hot take. You know what? I'll bring my hot take to you this time.
Heck yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. My hot take is that there should be licenses for dogs.
Okay. What do you mean?
So, you know how you have to get a license for like a car?
Yeah.
Be the same thing. Just like that.
So like you basically have to go to like a government entity if you plan on owning a dog of any kind. You take the dog to whatever, I don't know, we'll call it the GEA, I'm sorry, the DE, no, I'm sorry. We'll call it the DOG, right? They got to go to the DOG.
Well, you wouldn't even have a dog. You wouldn't have the dog first. You would need to first like get approved.
Okay, get approved to own a dog?
Yes. Yep.
And then you go get a dog.
But the person who sells you the dog also has to be like a licensed dog seller.
Okay. What if they want to give away a dog? Do they have to be licensed then?
What do you mean?
What
Like
if
if somebody just has a
wants
dog and they're like,
dog and wants to get rid of it?
well, the whole idea would be to prevent situations like that, but there would be adoption centers for that.
Okay. What is this solving? What are you trying to solve?
So, like, people get bit by dogs, you know? Like, there's dog attacks that happen, and, you know, people, you know, dogs get loose, they get hit in the streets, there's overpopulations of dogs and all that, so. But anyway, I'll just stick to, like, the dangerous factor. Like, the reason we have licenses for guns is because they're dangerous. The reason we have licenses for cars is because they're dangerous. So, in order to operate those things, we need licenses. So right now, in today's world, we don't think of it as like operating a dog. Like that's like a funny thing to think about, but like that's what you're doing, you know? Like you would never say the dog is responsible for its actions. You would say whoever its owner is, right? So yeah, licenses for dogs.
Okay. And so basically you want to have licenses in order to prevent needless harm, I guess?
Yes, exactly right. Yep.
So we should reduce needless harm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Can I ask how you feel about vaccines?
Like for dogs or for people?
Humans.
How do I feel about vaccines for humans?
Yeah, should we mandate vaccines?
So, should we mandate them?
Yeah.
Should we all get together and vote on making people take vaccines? I don't think so.
Well,
That seems like a
but I thought
violation
you were in
of personal
favor of
liberties.
Oh. So it's a violation for personal
Well,
liberties
wait, hold on.
regarding
Slow down.
vaccines, but it is
Hold
not
on,
a
now, hold on.
violation.
No.
What?
Hold
Did you
on.
realize?
You're talking about, wait, hold on. You're talking
got
about
yourself
Homo
in
sapiens
knots
here.
within 2 questions.
No, you're talking about human beings. I'm talking about dogs.
No, we are talking about human beings.
No,
Human beings' ability to own a
Dude,
dog.
this is cute. No, bro. Don't even do this, bro. This is completely different.
These are the same. It's the same concept, right?
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I asked, like, ought we reduce needless harm? And you seem to be okay with that. Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't say.
And you're concerned. And so,
I said that,
so
that
one
was,
thing
no,
that
no,
would
no.
reduce needless
All right, go
harm is
ahead.
forcing vaccines. But you seem to be okay with, you want people to have personal liberty regarding vaccines. So then I could make the argument that if you want people to have personal liberty to choose whether or not to take vaccines, then people ought to have the personal liberty to choose whether or not that they want to own a dog without the need of licensure.
Okay. All right. Can a vaccine bite another human being?
Well, it's not the vaccines, it's the disease.
But can a vaccine bite somebody? Like a dog, like
So
chomp
the
them?
concern is not the vaccine. The concern is the disease. Diseases hurt people. And if you don't
but
take
diseases
your
aren't dogs, bro.
vaccines, you could, for example, have an increase in measles.
All right, I'm just gonna say this is not related to the dog thing. The reason I think, dogs are not humans, bro. What? What are we doing? What is this?
But the humans want to buy a dog, and they
Yes.
want to sell a dog or give a dog away without having
Yeah,
to
and I
go through the
understand
rigmarole.
how that. I
And it
understand
is
that
their
that is an
liberty.
infringement.
It is
Yes,
their
and I
liberty to
understand
do
that.
so.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
okay with restricting a person's ability to buy, sell, give away a dog. But when something that empirically is much worse than dog bites,
So
for whatever reason,
are
you're
you
okay with the
positing-
personal liberty thing. So I just find it
Are you then-
strange.
are you-
It's a
Are you then positing that anybody who believes in licenses should also believe in forced vaccines?
in anybody that believes in licenses
Yeah, like car licenses.
should believe in forcing vaccines.
Yeah, is that what you're saying right now?
No, I don't think so. I think there's like a level of
just checking,
harm
just
that is
checking.
implied, right? I would imagine that the level of harm for, say, a car, an ownership of a car is extremely dangerous. I would say even much more dangerous than diseases, and it's a much higher risk of mortality than, say, like a disease nowadays, at least today in the 21st century.
Okay, so you're arguing that the level of risk should determine whether it should be mandated or not, which is it's an interesting position. That's not the argument I was making, but yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
I don't know how you quantify that, but
Fair enough.
I think we also
someone
agree
has to
that
draw
I
an
think
arbitrary line. I just think that the dogs thing is not, that ain't it, man.
How come? Because it's an infringement of personal liberty?
Because it's relatively low risk. Like all else
do you
equal,
think,
right? I think people ought to be able to be free to do what they want.
but what is the
But
upside?
at the same time, it makes me
like
hold on.
You're saying it's yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I'm okay with the idea of people like kind of just doing what they want. But the only instances where I might consider restriction is if it's causing like a demonstrable amount of harm, whereas the protection of that would actually be better off than not doing so. I would imagine if you created like this licensure, I think that you would end up with a lot of people that would be very, very upset and
Yep.
would likely want to fight against it. And it's like,
course.
are you really
Like anything.
fixing things as opposed to harming things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're fixing
Because
things
my
by doing
question,
this. I think you're harming.
Well, okay. So my question, you're saying it's too much like risk, or it's like, or you're saying it's not risky enough to
I'm
justify
saying, it causes too much. Yeah.
that it doesn't cause enough risk to justify it. So my question to you is, what is the upside that justifies the current risk that we're dealing with? What is the current upside that we get by not licensing them, by saying, okay, everybody just go ahead. If your dog has 6 babies, yeah, whatever, sell them to whoever, put them on the street, whatever. It's,
People are free to do what they want.
Yeah, but what's the upside?
People like
That
freedom.
you-
Freedom's nice.
Okay, but let's extend that argument to a car license. Freedom's nice. I don't want to have a license to have a car. I don't want to have to get pulled over, so there should be no police.
Society A,
Because
where
freedom's nice.
yeah, so we have society A, where we have people that are restricted from driving a car, and then people that are not restricted. What does each society look like? I mean, imagine it in your head. What would it mean for every single person having the ability to drive? I would probably venture to say that it'd be an extremely dangerous society, a lot more deaths, a lot more needless death and destruction, as opposed to the one that applies reasonable restrictions.
Yep.
But
And
like,
just like
when
dog
I
licenses,
do
if
the
you-
same test on your like dog licensing, I think like people would fight against it. I think people would go,
Licenses, yeah, people will fight against anything, but you would
yeah,
have
but
to
it's
admit
like,
that
it's
the
like,
dog
is the fighting
licenses are
worth it,
gonna.
I guess. And I just
But
don't
a
see
dog
how it's all
license,
that
you have
worth
to-
it. It's just a dog.
But do we agree that dog licenses would reduce harm as hard as it would be to pass a legislation like that?
I think
And
that the
let's say
harm
people
caused would be greater by trying to enforce it than it would be to just
you think,
let
dude?
people buy, sell,
What do you
and
think
give
people
away
are going to
dogs.
do? What do you think people are going to do? They're going to riot and like protest because
Sure.
of dog licenses?
Sure.
All right. Well, agree to disagree.
All right.
I think that's a fair conclusion.
Are you
to
subscribed?
that one. Yeah, dude. This is
Appreciate
the
your
greatest
call, Max.
channel in the whole world, man.
Thank
All right,
you,
bro.
man.
Take it easy.
Appreciate it. You have a good day. So we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You want to call in, have a discussion, we can do so. More than happy to hear you out. That was interesting. 55 says, Amender, also, this will take up police and court resources to enforce. Very true. Very true. Is it really worth it? Like after everything is said and done, what do you think about? Isn't that wild, Daniel? He was okay with the idea of forcing people on like buying and selling dogs and giving away dogs, but not for vaccines.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I would
That
always
blows
go
my
for the
mind.
vaccines rather than anything else. I think vaccines are just like much more important. But maybe that's just me, man.
Yeah. Now, my
Just,
position is, by
weird
the
that
way, like I would not want to require vaccines, but I also think that we should very strongly suggest you should take your vaccines, like emphatically tell people, hey, take your vaccines, are good for you. Do that. You know,
yeah,
it
I think
prevents illness.
for some disease, I would even have like mandatory vaccination. To be honest with you,
Like what?
because I mean, look, for example, if we have like a bubonic plague that is like very easily transmissible to other people.
I mean, if it's happening
and-
actively, I could probably see that
Yeah.
argument. But I'm saying like typically, like all out, like we're not in the middle of a pandemic. I'd probably say like just emphatically recommend. And the only reason why I say this is basically the explanation from like a lot of European models is that when you force the vaccine, people think, oh my God, the government, they're trying to destroy me. And what it actually causes is people actively try to avoid taking the vaccine because they're being forced to taking the vaccine. So it has kind of like a negative rippling effect than it is to just simply heavily recommend it. Heavily recommending actually results in more people getting vaccinated than mandating the vaccine. So, and I think that's...
I understand that for like adults, but for example, if you're talking about kids, I mean, I think the polio vaccine.
No, if you're going to a school, you got to take your vaccines.
Yeah,
Are you going into a school? Like, vaccines, bro. You got to vaccinate.
That's not even it, Amender. I'm saying like even if they don't go, right? I feel like, you're born. It's like we need to make sure that you get some vaccines that will make sure you don't get a disease that will cripple you for life.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you have to get. It's mandatory for babies to be given like the polio vaccine, for example. Right. It's like there's no, there's no ifs and buts about it. It's not like, oh, if the parents want to or don't want to, I don't care, because it's like we know exactly what the polio disease does to you, right? We know what it does, and it's like we have to kind of like safeguard the kid, against like even the parents' wishes sometimes.
Anyway. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. I would like to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys want to have a discussion, more than happy to hear you out. Call the number. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I really appreciate you guys. Let's see here. We have Gwynblade and Bobro talking. You know what I was thinking? You know what we should have? We should have like... We should try to see if we can get some guests that want to come in and debate just random people, and then we just let those two go at it. You know what I mean? Does that sound like fun?
Dude, I'm in a pickle. I need to find another co-host because Christian is, he works kind of like seasonal, right? He has like a seasonal work, and he's gonna be gone for the summer.
Oh my God! Do you need me to co-host? When do you have these?
If you want to, it's Tuesdays.
Fuck.
Same time as.
So I'd be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh man.
I mean,
do I have to show up every time, or can I just show up?
I mean, it's fine if you want to. You can. If not, it's fine.
All right, I might consider it. Might consider it. It sounds cool.
Okay. I was even thinking like maybe I do like a show, like a show for like, okay, You want to be my co-host? Like, show me what you got.
Which says, what if they
Something like
came
that.
up with a vaccine that reversed homosexuality? How would the public react? See, the problem is that your predicate is already just like wrong on its face. Like homosexuality isn't a disease to be cured. What?
Yeah, I mean that was exactly to be my answer to this thing. Yeah,
What?
if homosexuality was a disease, which it isn't. Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it implies that there's
to
something to be
right-wingers, yeah.
cured, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's very, the premise presumes, okay, it's bad. By the way, we are taking calls. Phone number 202-998-5218. Call in. Let's have a discussion. The lines are open. Anybody can call. Literally anybody. Just call in. If you've got a friend, maybe you've got somebody that you think would do really, really well in a debate, I'd be more than happy to hear them out. We can have the discussion. Rainbow Ash says, what about pansexuality or bisexuality? Yo, true. Which says, is it a mutation?
What about trisexuality?
No, it's not. I mean, like, technically everything is a mutation, right? Your backbone is a mutation. Do we see backbones as a bad thing?
You know, one of the rarest mutations in humans is actually green eyes. And the funny thing is,
Blue eyes.
There's no green green eyes.
Yeah, well, blue eyes
Green
as well.
eyes- Well, blue eyes are like much more predominant, right, in the population.
Blue eyes?
than
No, they say
green
blue eyes
eyes.
came before green eyes. Blue eyes is older than green.
They did, but green eyes are like way.
So it says
way
right here-
more
Yeah,
rare.
green eyes is more rare.
Blue eyes
Right.
are the result of a genetic mutation. All blue-eyed people share a single common ancestor who lived 6,000 to 10,000 years ago and had a specific DNA tweak that reduced melanin in their eyes. Isn't that wild?
But what I was trying to say is like for green eyes, which is like even rarer than blue eyes, there's no green pigment in the eye, in the iris. Did you know that? So it's like you see green, but there's actually no green pigment in the eye for you to see green. It's just like a weird, like, physics just is very, very interesting, in the way it happens in green eyes, which is very beautiful. My wife has green eyes. Yeah.
Isn't the green eyes
see.
linked to blue eyes somehow?
Sloppy
forgot.
Seconds asked, Mender, have you ever called into conservative channels to a debate? Yes, I have. Very, I get banned very quickly.
Yeah.
Because I come in and I will come in swinging, and they don't like it. They get very
He
upset.
just comes in with like an axe in his hand. He's like,
Yeah, no,
who's
it's
about to die in here?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if it's that aggressive, but I come in and
joking,
I'm like,
obviously.
and I will start rattling off facts about Donald Trump, and they just
Yeah, I mean, Amanda,
cannot.
let me.
Like I
Let me
like
put
I
it
come
this
in, I'm
way.
like, oh, bro, you guys are still defending the pedo in chief? Is that what you're doing?
Oh god.
Oh yeah, let's all defend the pedo, guys. Yeah, we like pedophilia. They don't
kept
like
saying,
they don't like me saying
MAGA
that.
keeps saying they don't like pedophiles, but
Yeah, yeah.
now it's obviously
Yeah,
it's
well-
obvious
well-
for everybody that was a lie.
Well, QAnon, they were sitting there saying that they wanted to uncover the giant pedophile cabal, and Donald Trump was secretly against the pedophile cabal and was actively fighting against the giant pedophile ring. And then when they uncovered the very real pedophile ring, they then
They all
just
stopped. They all
acted like, no, actually, that's not, Trump is actually in cahoots against it, despite the fact that he hid and knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. And that's, by the way, best case scenario.
Oh no,
We
I
went
just
over
heard
this.
some of them saying that's old news. It's like, you're again with that shit. That's old news. It's like,
Oh,
him being a pedophile,
it's old.
that's
Oh,
old news.
oh
It's like,
man,
what?
sorry. Oh,
Really?
okay, yeah.
That's crazy.
It was like
It's
10 years ago that they were supporting a pedophile. They're not doing it
that's what we're doing
anymore.
right now. We're just calling it like old news,
My
like for
God.
no reason.
Come on.
No, but it's absolutely disgusting. Like it's one of the most disgusting things that like a human being can do. Imagine, rooting for a guy that you can literally check out what he did. Like literally, it's like you can see what he did. I mean, they try their best to cover it up, but you can, if you want to, you will know exactly what's up. You will know exactly what happened. But yeah, it's very clear for me that these people just, they're in a cult, man, and you can't get them out of the cult. It's as nothing can be more obvious than this thing. Period.
Anyway, so we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. If you want to call in and have a discussion, we can do so. More than happy to hear you out. We've already taken 2 calls. The phone lines are open. As soon as you call, it goes straight to me. So I'm right here. I'm not moving anywhere. We can have discussions, whatever it is you'd like to talk about.
Did you
It looks like,
Zelda?
I don't know. Anthony Blinken. No, I have not finished Zelda. And Anthony Blinken just donated a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat, saying, report every prego to ICE for harboring an undocumented non-citizen. Yes, since of course
don't tell Trump twice.
Fetuses. Yeah, it turns out fetuses are in fact fully grown human beings and are in fact undocumented, and so therefore every pregnant woman would need to get deported to the south side of the border, especially since we want to end
pro-lifers.
Birthright citizenship.
That's a great argument.
It's a good, Anthony Blinken has mentioned this multiple times. It's a great, it's really funny. It's a funny hell.
Okay, they're never expecting this, right? It's like,
they
will never expect this.
Oh yeah. You know what? Speaking of which, we're going over an old video of conspiracy theories in Washington, D.C. Bro, I was like, we need to go back to we have to go back to reality world, man. We got to go to epistemology 101. Let's see here. Gwen Blade said, only deport the fetuses. The mothers were American.
Exactly.
Yeah, rip the fetus out of the mother and throw it across the border. There you go.
There you go. One way you can do it.
Rainbow Ash says
they're going to become really fast pro-abortion.
Yeah. Elephants are known for the matriarchal hierarchies and having grandparents help raise young. awolthoughts says that's a horrible argument.
No, it's really good.
It's a really funny argument. It's a good one.
Funny, obviously.
Anyway, I wanted to go over some of these. I wanted to watch some of these conspiracy theories that are being hurled at the good liars. Let's take a look at some of them.
What is the good liars?
You haven't seen this?
He had a funeral. His inauguration was actually a military funeral. Just ask Derek Johnson.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back a little bit. Hold on.
Why can't you put it? I don't. That's what I don't understand. Why can't you put it out? You saw it online. Like, what's the difference?
We're just gonna wait.
I choose what I want to say and what I don't want to say, so everybody will find out.
So you know how Trump always says central casting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know who's alive and who's dead. People we think that are dead are alive, and people we think are alive are dead. I'm just.
What's an example of that besides JFK Jr.? It's an example of that. Biden.
Well, yeah, Trump even put he retruth something on was it on Truth, or he redid something on X that said that he was executed in 2020, and he had a funeral at his.
So Donald Trump said that Biden was dead in 2020
and there was a funeral.
And there was a funeral.
Nonetheless,
somehow we missed it.
Like everybody just forgot about it. What the fuck?
Okay,
dude, like these people are just like
I don't understand. Like how are you just gone? I feel like we have to go back to just epistemology 101. I don't know how to, we need to have as required learning in schools, like when you're in high school, I don't know, I would go, ninth grade, year one, here's your epistemology 101 course, right? So that way you can discern fact from fiction, right? And everybody has to take it because this is completely insane. I cannot believe that there are full-grown adults that are like this. What's up?
I mean, that's another thing that should be mandatory, right? I'm just saying.
Daniel and Amender, did you guys see Marco Rubio getting grilled in front of Congress about what's it called? About sitting next to Trump while he was sleeping, and they were asking him about it. It was on this. I don't know who this guy but he was like mixed Asian, so you can find the video to be specific. But he's like, play the
I
video,
get
and
you,
like he
man,
looks
but I
so
think
mad.
it's irrelevant.
I
But
know,
think
I
it's
know that
irrelevant.
nothing's gonna
Like
happen, but
literally,
the
they
people.
don't care.
I know that no action will be taken from this, like officially, dude. But this is really good that this is happening on camera, and the people are seeing it more because the people's minds, like the administration isn't getting less corrupt. The economy isn't getting better yet. All these things
I mean,
aren't
look, I don't
changing right
think
yet, but the people's minds are changing right now, Daniel. People are losing it. People are
sort
getting
of.
sick of things.
Sort of, but there's still going to be, I don't think it's going to go below 25% approval, right? Like people that approve of the administration. And as long as they have that 25% of the American people that kind of approve, and they're like deep in the cult, and they're gonna double down and triple down and quadruple down on like everything they're saying. Yeah, they're gonna just be there, and not just that, but let's be honest, it's like Trump doesn't care about anything. It's like they know they have to milk this moment for everything.
So by the way, y'all,
and they just don't care.
We are taking calls.
But what do you
phone
think is
number
going to happen with the next president?
Phone number is 202-998-5218. If you guys want to call in and have a discussion, we can do so. We are taking these live calls. I want to hear your position, how you guys feel about these topics that we've been talking about. If you want to bring in your own topic, you can do so. More than happy to hear you out. And if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing. I really do appreciate you guys and your support. Hit like on that video if you have not hit it. So I appreciate you guys joining in today. Let's listen to some more of these conspiracy theories from this completely insane person.
So first one, Biden is dead.
Yes.
Actually, a military funeral. Just ask Derek Johnson.
Here's my question for you.
That's actually crazy.
We're watching the video.
What's funny is
watch the video with us. Do you have the
okay.
live open?
Well, I'm actually just...
Yeah, you got to watch the live. Click the live. Do you see it?
I think you left for some reason.
All right, here we go.
Question about this. No, totally. So you think that Joe Biden died in 2020 or 2019 or something? He was killed by the military or something before he was elected president. And then they had somebody playing Biden who was like, kind of seemed like they were a little slow. They were slowing down, like Grandpa was slowing down, had a terrible debate performance. What? But why would you act like you're like, why would you act like that and be like, okay, Trump's going to just take over he's going to win now because of this terrible debate performance?
We've been dealing with the wickedness, and that's why we're here this weekend, the wickedness that has been running the country.
So the med beds.
The wickedness that is running the country, guys. What in the hell is happening?
Not the pedophile.
Yeah, no, not the pedo in chief, guys. And check out this QAnon lady, dude. Her brain is cooked. You can already tell her brain is gone. There is no brain anymore. She was talking about earlier the med beds. This is probably the worst one. Here, so this is 552. Let's save our spot. Yeah, do you know what the med beds are?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
dude.
so they have this idea that like the ultra rich. Yeah, they think that the ultra rich have access to these beds that enable them to like live like really long, and like all of their things are taken care of. They just lie down in these beds, and Donald Trump promised med beds to regular people.
What? No way.
Yeah. Let's see. Ye Old Spice says, pretty sure you don't really want people studying epistemology in school. Epistemology by its own definition disproves Gnostic trans ideology. Gnostic trans ideology. First of all, there is no trans ideology. There is only the anti-trans ideology. Being trans and acknowledging how gender can be different from sex are discoveries. They are not an ideology. Anyway, here, we'll watch the beginning of it and then we'll go straight to her again, because this lady is completely gone, bro. You got to listen to this lady.
He's 108 years old. President
is JFK. Is JFK alive?
Years old.
Yes.
Is JFK alive? And she said yes. She didn't even pause. Daniel, she didn't even pause.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I saw the guy's brains on TV.
She's just like, she's like, Hey, excuse me, lady. Is JFK alive? Yes. Absolutely. Like, what the fuck? Dude, that was so fast. What are you talking about?
She was expecting the question.
She was,
right? Because of the t-shirt, right? The t-shirt.
she was
It's
expecting the question.
like, yeah.
She
She's
knew.
like,
She was
I'm
like
gonna
5
answer in
steps ahead.
0.01 seconds. Dude, do you know how like F1 drivers have like amazing reflexes, right? That's her when it comes to answering the JFK question. You know, just like boom, instant.
All right,
Yes.
all right. Let's listen to what she has to say. Let's see here.
JFK, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy is alive. He's 108 years old and he has access to a med bed. And that was his body double that was killed on November 22nd, 1963.
What the fuck are you on? Dude, we need epistemology 101. Back to epistemology 101. We can't have people this stupid. These people pay taxes. Daniel.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed how like only rich famous people have doubles, but it's it's never like regular people, you know. But all the
I mean, it's true
people,
that
they all have doubles.
there are rich people that doubles. Those do exist, right? But it's usually like a security reason why a double would exist.
Yeah, and they don't usually show up like in broad daylight.
I mean, ask
limo
yourself
with
this:
their
like,
wives next to them.
what percentage of people live past 100?
Apparently, JFK. What do you mean?
Like,
He's part
it
of the
says
1%,
here,
man.
okay, the percentage of people that live past 100. It says 0.03% of the living population in the U.S. and other developed nations is currently 100 years or older. However, okay, bro, 0.03%. You have a greater chance of meeting 12 trans people separately than you would meeting one person that's over 100. Bruh,
Yeah, but
you got
med bed.
wow. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, you see
The
that's
med bed
the flaw in your
doesn't make any
epistemology. It
fucking
was the med
sense.
bed.
The med bed. Where's all the hospitals with the med beds, Daniel?
It's in Michael Jackson's house. He was a known med bed enjoyer.
Known med bed. Okay, all right. Let's listen to what she has to say. Here we go.
Mr. Tippit was killed.
So, John F. Kennedy.
Mr. Tippit was also killed.
Who the fuck is Mr. Tippit?
It was like a security guard guy that was like accused and was killed for having shot John F. Kennedy, but it wasn't true. He did not kill John F. Kennedy. Yeah, anyway.
He's still alive and he's 108 and he's
Yes.
just
But
he
go
has a what?
A med bed.
What is a med bed?
A med bed basically makes your body brand new every time you sit in it.
A med bed is where you lay down in the booth and then you just replenish yourself after you're sitting in it. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with these people, bro?
Well, they definitely need a med bed. I'm telling you that.
They
For
need
their
more than a
brain.
med bed. They need the brain. Yeah, they need a book. Book.
Brain bed.
Give me book.
Well, I mean,
Back to book. That's too much. You can't be that stupid. I refuse to. This is like a real person that hopefully pays taxes. Maybe they don't pay tax. That they pay bills, right? Like they receive a bill, and it says you owe this amount of money, which then means that they have to think and go, okay, I got to go to this website or I got to mail it and I got to, and then fucking stamp. You got to be a functioning person is kind of what I'm saying, right? You got to like understand basic reality and then you could, function, right? I'm sure somebody, look, she can, I mean,
I don't know, man.
it looks like she can bedazzle,
Well, that is true.
There's something going on in the brain, hopefully. It concerns me.
And it rejuvenates your body. So, and JFK Jr. said we could live 1,000 years with the med beds.
And so this technology existed all those years ago?
We've had it, and they kept it from us. That's one of the reasons why our own government did 9/11 and our so-called allies to keep us from it.
Oh.
Why is it always they? Why do they never mention who
Why
is they?
9/11?
Who is they?
Well, it's the
Define
other
it.
guy.
Define who is they.
It's not us. Not us.
Doesn't make any sense. By the way, we are still taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. You want to call in and have a discussion, we can do. We could do so. Hope to hear from you. Anyway, let's continue.
They kept 6,000
the
cures
med
and
beds.
technologies from us with Nazara. Nazara is very real. Nazara
What's
is very
Nazara? We're good. We're going a mile a minute here, but what's Nazara?
the National Economic Security and Recovery Act, and it has a whole bunch of things, and that's one of the reasons why our own government did 9/11.
And
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, this is deep lore. I mean, this is deep lore. It's like I've never heard about it before. What the fuck?
Nazara, and then what did they say? 9/11?
Yeah, it's like 9/11, medbeds, and JFK, and whatever.
Let-
It's all connected, man. You just don't know it.
We gotta hold on. Nazar, what did she say? The National Economic, what was it? Center,
National security and economic
National Economic Security.
something. It was something with security and economic
Nazara?
something.
9/11. Let's see. Nasara and 9/11. Nasara and 9/11. Explain, please. Just please help me out.
Explain, please.
Let's just help. Okay. All right. Nazara and 9/11 are linked in a prominent, wide-ranging conspiracy theory. In this framework, Nazara, a set of proposed but never enacted economic.
Well, I mean, you did see this coming, right? I mean, you did see that that's going to be the thing,
Okay,
right?
is falsely claimed to have been a legally binding mandate that was suppressed by a powerful cabal since September 11th of 2001.
Yep.
Nazara stands for the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. It originated in the 1990s as a series of proposed, non-legislated economic proposals drafted by an engineer named Harvey Francis Bernard. His ideas included abolishing the income tax, replacing it with a national sales tax, returning the U.S. currency to a gold and silver standard. The original proposals were never introduced to Congress. However, in the late 90s, an internet personality named Shiny Candace Goodwin, the Dove of Oneness. Oh, bro.
Oh, the name is
I'm
great.
already like,
The dove of what?
what is happening? Adopted the name, adapted the policy into a massive prosperity scam. She claimed Nazara was secretly passed into law, but concealed by a dark agenda of elite interests. Okay. Now let's figure out how this is connected to 9/11. The Nazara conspiracy
You
theory
just don't
uses
see it, man.
uses the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks to explain why citizens never received the promised financial windfall. Adherents claim on the morning of September 11, 2001, Nazara was finally going to be announced to the public. This was supposedly going to include the abolishment of the IRS and mass debt forgiveness. Theorists assert that high-ranking political insiders orchestrated the 9/11 attacks specifically to stop these announcements. So just FYI, I can already tell you this is like 1 billion% false. And the reason why is because you can actually pull up the recordings of the hijackers as they were on the plane talking with ATC people. Air traffic control.
Yeah, it's AI. It's
in
it's not real,
2001.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
they very
had
much
this thing
they
way
very
before,
much
yeah.
were Al-Qaeda extremists. Yes, they were. It turns out they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, but that's why you had to invade Iraq, because
Yeah.
Iraq had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, well, that's a different discussion entirely. They claim the World Trade Center's towers were targeted to destroy international banking computers that would have processed the new financial system. Yeah, because there are, in 2001, no backups.
Dude, there was only
We've never
that thing was
heard
like on
this
three floppy
offsite
disks,
backup.
okay?
You know, this thing that like literally every IT on planet Earth would be aware of? What do you mean?
Well, this was top secret, Amanda. And
Yeah,
only,
I
as
got
told
news for you,
only
right?
3 floppy disks were
Yeah, I got news for you.
available
The
with thing in it.
70-story fucking tower and their servers, I got news for you. They have offsite backups. I just want to point out, you don't need to be a brainiac. They've got actual people that know what the fuck they're talking about, okay? They have offsite backups, okay? That's not hard.
But you don't see the problem, Amanda. The backup was in the Pentagon.
The Pentagon was hit to eliminate the white knights or military sympathizers who were coordinating with the Nizara rollout. The reality, neither Nizara nor the claims surrounding 9/11 are recognized as historically or legally factual. Nizara has never been passed, nor is it recognized into law or any other country. Economists and legal scholars classify Nizara as a mix of financial fraud, scam, and a sovereign citizen ideology in which adherents are tricked into believing all their debts will magically disappear. Yo, true. Dude, there's a lot of like people.
Dude, I mean, sovereign citizens are the
Yeah.
best. I mean, to
Oh,
be
they're
really honest
insane.
about it.
They're insane.
They're
I've
just,
seen
like,
court
amazing.
trials of
Like,
these people.
yeah.
They're insane.
Oh, they're just crazy good, dude. It's just like one of the best thing. You know, if you're bored with anything, just watch that, right? And
Yeah.
it's like instantly. It's like, you know, it's cinema. It's cinema.
You know, you would like to think that I got Rainbow Ash says they get to eat food every day. These conspiracy theorists, they're referring to. So like, I like to imagine that like when they're at the movies and they're eating like popcorn, that they just like miss their mouth. What happened?
How do you do this thing?
How do I do this?
I couldn't eat popcorn at the cinema because of 9/11.
How does this propagate? How do this?
And everything just gets back to 9/11. Did you notice that? Like everything just goes back to 9/11.
The dove of oneness. Soon after Bernard released Nizara on the internet, a user known as the Dove of Oneness began posting about it in forums and eventually created a website devoted to it. Dove of Oneness was later identified as Shine Candace Goodwin, a former student of Rothma's School of Enlightenment. Oh, good. Goodwin claimed that Nizara bill languished in Congress before finally being passed by a secret session in March 2000 and signed by President Bill Clinton. Her theory held that the new law was to be implemented on 10 a.m. on September 11th of 2001, but the data of the beneficiary of trillions of dollars of prosperity funds were destroyed on the second floor of the White House towers in New York City during the terror. Okay, bro. Y'all are wild, bro. This is wild. This is just completely gone. Y'all are, that lady is cooked, bro. Her brain is gone. All right. So we got to listen to her.
Fire, though.
We're going to go straight to 552, which is where we get to see her again. Let's continue.
Let's get back to her.
JFK Sr. able to live till 108 now, and JFK Jr. is alive and well. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
Those medbeds are the reason that the U.S. government did 9/11 in 2001.
Hold on. Gwen Blade is saying you should debate Dove of Oneness on your stream. Who is Dove of Oneness? We got to pull this up. We got to look this person
You
up.
could write her an email. You should tell her that if she actually debates you, you're gonna send her like a med bed.
Let's pull up Shine Candace Goodwin. Is she still like around? Let me look. Hold on. This is not what I was expecting, but that's her. The National Commandant Nizara originated as a theoretical economic proposal drafted by an engineering consultant in the late 80s. His primary thesis argued a compound interest of a moral evil and a major inhibitor of economic growth. His proposal called for replacing the federal income tax with a national sales tax. Okay. Draining the swamp monetary and fiscal policy reform. Bernard release, Goodwin. All right, where's the lady? Waiting for Nazara. There's a movie? Ah, bro. Bro.
Oh, and obviously it starts with a verse. By the way, did you see the verse? Like John 20:29, it's like, blessed are those who believe without seeing, which means without evidence.
It's 2005, bro. We are ready to cook. Dude,
Yeah, dude.
I want to watch this. Can we watch this?
Can you imagine?
Daddy,
this movie was made
Daddy,
21
Daddy,
years
can we
ago.
watch the crazy lady? Can we watch it? I want to watch their movie. I wonder if it'll be as good as a Neil Breen. Bro, we gotta watch
like
this.
The
We gotta
Matrix.
watch this. We
This
just
is
got
probably better than
blessed.
The
We just got blessed with something. We need to watch
Get
this.
blessed.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh man, dude.
We started out at the Kentucky Fried Chicken on State Street and 39th. It was the
I could tell you started at the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Hey yo! All right, listen, I'm not fat shaming. All right, anyway, let's hear him.
It was the original location of the old meeting we had, but apparently they'd have some problems with their sewer line backing up, and a lot of people started complaining about the stench in the room. So we started looking around, and we eventually found another restaurant to meet at, and that one didn't work out because we didn't have a room that was exclusive to us.
Why is this what we're starting with?
Get that guy.
So yeah, we used to meet at KFC. It was the all-you-can-eat KFC. We would like hang out in a room, and it would like smell a lot. It smelled really bad. And so we were like talking about how we need to go somewhere else.
Amazing.
This is what we're starting with, guys. We're talking. This is Nazara.
We had diners coming in and out, and it was just not conducive to having a private meeting.
Okay.
Our next venue was at the Stonewall Center. It was a great meeting room, and we just felt it was time to move on, and so we decided, since it was nice out, we would move to the Liberty Park. The conspirators in this conspiracy represent less than 3% of the population in our country. Okay, that's a minority. Not even 1%. And then so what about the rest of the 98, 99%? Are we going to let them rule us with fear? And I say no. You know, I've been associated with many movements, the John Birch Society, the LaRouche Group, We the People. And you know what? I don't see anything really going to come out of that. I want to see change on this planet. Right. And I don't care how it's accomplished, and I don't care who we have to network to get the job done. Okay? And we've got to come together as a coalition and stop this goddamn name calling. All right? And I'm angry about it. All right? We've got to work together as a coalition because the dark side, they're got their shit together, people.
They need to stop Darth Vader, man. Fuck the dark side.
Man, this is not off to a good start.
I mean, it is start strong. You gotta give it. That's a strong start.
What is this
I like the
music?
music too. Exactly. You're gonna see some leprechauns back appearing.
You like my jig?
Very nice. Very nice.
Do you guys have a lighter?
All right, I'm ready for the meeting.
Guys, some candles back here.
Did you? Thank you. The problem is, Jim is allergic, so we have to put him back there. He hates scented candles, but yeah, we've got.
Jim, man.
I think I've got.
Fucking
a,
Jim and his
thing
scented
right here.
candles.
See, we even got a deodorizer in there, and we even had them come and spray deodorizer on the carpets and everything.
Check.
Never go in that room.
We've been bleaching that whole room, like, for the past week.
Victoria, when you decide to smell it,
They're spraying to deal with the smell. This looks awful. Is it too loud?
all right, it's 7 o'clock when we get started.
Yeah, I'll turn it down a little bit.
Now,
I like the KFC
there
logos
is
everywhere.
a
Yeah, KFC. They had to load up the flag.
Yeah, it's like.
They're
dude,
like,
you're-
hey, manager, can we take down the KFC banners and stuff? And like, they're like, no, no. It has to stay up. You have to know that you're
you
meeting
should
in a
write to
KFC.
KFC. No, you
thing
should
called
write
the
them and
Sara.
ask them.
How
It's
many
like
people
how
are
much
not
they are
aware of the Sara?
in cahoots with like the dove of oneness. You know.
All right, let's get.
You're not aware of Nasara, Margaret?
It's been a while.
Okay. You're not aware of Nasara. How about you, sir? Okay. Nasara is an acronym, thank you, Sally, for National Economic Stabilization and Recovery Act. It was a secret law that was passed in the year 2000 by the Clinton Congress, signed into law by Bill Clinton. A gag order was
And we know this is false. We know for a fact
course.
that is false. They're just saying
Well,
that with no
they're covering the truth
substantiation
amendment.
behind it. Anyway, let's continue.
subsequently placed on it by the Supreme Court, simply because it involved too much change within the banking community. It would have caused total chaos if people were allowed to know, to find out about it. People would stop paying their mortgages, their credit
Okay,
cards,
can you pause a bit?
their car payments.
What? What's wrong?
Because I'm thinking, okay, so just riddle me this, because it's like to me, like it makes, dude, like for anybody, it should make like 0 sense. So these guys, like the Bill Clinton, passed this act, which should make you not have only like one tax, only the sale tax, right? And this banned the IRS.
Yes.
So they clearly wanted it, right?
Yeah.
They clearly wanted that. But on the other hand, they did nothing to put it in, to enact it, right? To actually make it. What's the point? Like
exactly, it may as well not exist. It doesn't make any sense
to do something that would be indistinguishable from them doing nothing.
Yeah, no matter how it doesn't. None of it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Payments, and it would have resulted in worldwide economic chaos. The gag order was extended to high-level people in the government. It was leaked out beginning in around 2001, and there was a woman named Dove that...
Ooh, is that website up? Oh my God, is it up? Is it up? Please be up. I got a virus. No, I'm joking. It says it's redirecting. It's taking a while. It's just redirecting. Okay, as of right now, this is what it looks like. It's just white, and it has the title of redirecting. Let's view the page source. Yeah, so it looks like that it just has a redirecting title tag here. Curious what this says. I'm going to copy it, throw it into Notepad, see what we get. All right, so looks like we got some CSS class JavaScript. Scroll. It's just JavaScript. And it's just JavaScript. So what exactly is it outputting?
Nothing.
It looks like that there's just some string info here that it's passing. Grabbing some date time. Anyway, well, it ain't nothing. Moving on.
That started to put out information about the Nasara law. Nasara has several key provisions. Number one would eliminate the IRS. Okay, everybody in favor of that? Any dissenters to that?
Nope.
If you are, we'll shoot you right now. No, just kidding. So, IRS goes away.
Hallelujah.
Another provision is debt elimination. How many people have credit card debt that they'd like to see erased? Well, under the SARA, it's gone, wiped out.
Wait, is there like internal motivation? Like, oh man, I have so much credit card debt. The way that we're going to get rid of it is if we like just assume that this is true. And then like, you know, it gives us some hope. If so, that is a very sad scenario. Can we just like see that, right? That would be very sad. Anyway, let's keep going.
Nada. How many people have a mortgage on their house right now?
Look at that shit, bro.
It's gone, wiped out.
No more debt on your house.
I think.
How would they do
well,
that?
right now, I would.
They can't. It doesn't work. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Something like $398, and I could only afford to take out $15 from my from that's in my cash reserve, but I have to build up on.
Dude, this is
cash
so
reserve
sad.
again.
It's like people who are economically destitute and they're grasping at straws. It's just sad. What a terrible scenario.
You think that's
to
the case?
eliminate that.
I think this guy's talking about he can't take
some
out
of them
$15. And he's like, man, this Nasara thing, man, it would be great if it passed.
That would be kind of helpful.
Number three, it gets rid of the entire United States Congress and Senate. Gone.
So wonderful.
Gone. It gets rid of President Bush.
That'd be what the lady in the background. That would be so wonderful.
Dude,
What
this
do
is
you
literally
mean?
like the libertarian,
The libertarian wet dream. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of libertarians that aren't very good with their credit cards. Like, or maybe they're financially destitute. It's so sad.
All of his cabinet members. Now, this is going to sound so far out, you're going to think this is like from Star Trek or something. Okay? But I'm getting a witness myself that this is true. Okay?
I have a witness.
And really, truth is so far from what...
Bro, I just want to point out what we're looking at here. They're like, we've been given the truth, and I've talked to this lady here, and then we see this photo of whatever the fuck, and a KFC cup, and then Pepsi.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
Bro, that is wild. What the fuck is that picture?
And by the way, there's also like a priest or
Is there
whatever,
any
like a
reason
saint
why
or
they
something.
need? Hold on. Is there any reason why they needed to have the two cups there and prominently showing the KFC logo and the Pepsi logo on the cup? They couldn't, like, I don't know, cover it up, or I don't know, find like a picture stand, or, you know, they were like, I need to show the picture of whatever the fuck.
Amanda.
And you know, and the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to prominently show it on top of, I'm going to like prop it up on some KFC. If I was this and let's presume I have nothing but the cup. If I had nothing but the cup, do you know what I would be doing? I'd be like cutting it. I'd be like cutting it and making it and like fashioning it into like a thing that holds up photos.
Like a stand.
Right. Yeah, I'd make a stand out of it. And then all you would see is the crazy guy in the middle there. Right. And you wouldn't notice that I just fashioned a KFC cup, and it doesn't have like a fucking logo on both sides of my one true leader. I'm
By the way, that
assuming.
guy-
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Behind the guy, I think there's like the Illuminati triangle or whatever. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell there's some woo-woo. This lady is neck deep. We already know, right? And like they
She's like the
pan
lore
over to her,
master.
like you're ready to go. Okay, let's go. Let's listen to what the witness has to say.
How they portray it on the news, it's almost backwards. Everything. They lie to us any chance they can get. You know, in 1984, I ran for United States Congress, and I had a TV interview, right? They went and they interviewed me for 20 minutes, and they put me on the nightly news, and they put a 30-second little clip. They took one thing I said out of context, and it made me sound like a right-wing wacko radical. But this is...
It's because you are a right-wing nut job radical.
I mean, you do realize that if this guy is still alive, he's like a MAGA guy.
Is he
right?
alive?
I mean, if he is alive, I don't know if he's
Who
alive.
is this
If
guy?
he's
I don't
alive,
know who this
I'm
guy
pretty
is.
sure
This
he's gonna
isn't
be
Dove
MAGA.
or whatever the fuck her name is.
What we heard happen over in
He's the witness.
Iraq. As you know, our illustrious president is trying to get us into a war with Iraq against the whole world. The whole world is against it, right? Okay? He's already moved tanks and heavy armored equipment and surveillance teams and all this into the...
Gwynblade says he had a great afro though, not gonna lie. Yo, true. I don't know why I didn't mention that. Yeah, he did have a good, he had a great afro. He had a great one. You know, what happened, man? He could be here with an afro.
Borders around
And we know
Iraq.
what the forces can do to those tanks.
Right. Well, here's what the forces did. Okay. Now, by the forces, I'm talking about extraterrestrial forces. Okay.
Oh my god.
Who am I talking to, dude? What is this?
Dude, how did they get from like IRS and taxes
Take a drink,
to like
bro.
aliens?
Take a drink. Holy shit. Holy shit. Guys, subscribe. Fuck. Jesus.
I'm gonna go get something. to
Oh,
drink, too.
fuck.
What the fuck?
Holy crap, that's terrible. What? All right, let's continue.
They took and removed all of the troops up into the ships.
Oh.
They beamed them up into the ships and they left the equipment, and then they disabled all the equipment so it won't work. And then they dropped stone markers, big stone markers with big high letters, saying, "We will return your troops after Nasara is announced."
What are you talking about?
So wait a second. It's like the aliens wanted this act to pass, but it
What?
was passed, but then they did nothing.
What
And this was
planet?
before. This was before the Iraq.
But it's not
war.
before the
Way before.
aliens, dude. The aliens will stop the tanks in the Iraq
crazy.
war.
I mean, my mind is blown, and apparently everybody's mind in that fucking room.
Man,
is
this
blown.
guy is gonna love MAGA. If he lives long enough, he's gonna love MAGA. Holy crap, bro. All right, let's continue.
That happened yesterday. Hello, dear
Fade to
friends
white.
and white knights. It sounds like there is a competition among...
Yo, change the name of White Knights, bro. You can't. I don't like that name. Daniel, do you like that name? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know,
Daniel,
White
they
Knights?
called themselves the White Knights, bro. I do not like
Well, I
this.
mean-
Yeah, Gwynblade is saying this guy is the OG MAGA. Bro, true. So true.
He's the Grand Wizard.
He
Oh,
is the
wait.
Grand Wizard of the original MAGA, bro. This guy is like
The
there in
original White
2005 talking about how the aliens stopped
no, but
the
Amanda,
tanks
Amanda,
in
no,
the
no.
Iraq war.
The White Knights were the ones killed in the Pentagon. So they can't be the White Knights because they're dead. The White Knights are
All right.
dead.
All right. I don't think I've had a single drink in 3 weeks. I need to have an actual drink. This is water.
I know.
It's just water. I'm gonna grab
actually
an
did get
actual
a real
drink.
drink.
Just give me a quick second, okay? Hold on. I'm gonna put some music on. Just hang tight. I appreciate you guys. Hang tight. If you're not subscribed, by the way, do hit subscribe. We got more of this crazy shit coming. All right, hang tight. All right, we back. I'm back.
Come on, man. You just like keep me waiting. I want to see more.
You want to see more of this crazy shit?
I want to see more.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
White Knight groups to see who can get a Nasara announced the soonest. Now that the White
Bro,
Knight
what is that
leaders in
witch
charge
ass
of
laugh,
Nasara
bro?
have learned that there are 3 other plans to get Nasara announced. The White Knight leaders are changing their date.
Bro, why are they an actual witch? Why is there an actual wicked witch of the West in the corner, bro?
Oh my god.
White Knight leaders are now choosing to do the Nasara announcement several days sooner than they previously planned. The members of the White Knight group who told Pat Sajak to talk about a world-changing announcement this Sunday also have the support of the World Court. The White Knight leaders do not have the ability to stop these other White Knights from getting Nasara announced. Therefore, the White Knight leaders have decided to change their announcement date in an effort to be the ones who get Nasara announced.
Why are they laughing? That's so weird, bro.
idea.
What the fuck? Where the fuck were they? The
Stop.
Shining?
I don't think nobody really knows who she is as far as who her real name is, her identity.
We do know who her
I know she
identity.
lives in Olympia,
That has not aged well.
She was in the intelligence service, so she has a lot of contacts that trust her.
All right, hold on. Now we're gonna look up. We're gonna look up her. All right, Dove of Oneness. Who is she? Okay, Dove of Oneness is Sinai Candace Goodwin. They are an American conspiracy theorist. Let's pull up Sinai Goodwin. Hold on, give me 1 second. Who is Sinai Goodwin? Wikipedia. Goodwin, who appropriated. Here we go. It says here, Goodwin, who appropriated Nizara without Bernard's consent, so the guy who came up with Nizara, claimed that the act was secretly passed in additional provisions of the National Economic Security and Reforms Act and had its implementation suppressed by George W. Bush administration. But who is this lady? Who is she? It's just somebody who just claimed this crap. Goodwin claimed. What is the history of Sinai Goodwin? It's fine. Let's just continue.
He has knowledge of the Faction 1, Faction 2, and Faction 3 in the government and in the CIA, FBI,
Yeah, lots of claims.
intelligence circles.
No basis in fact or reality.
But it wasn't until 1STAMENDER started their website that I realized and they started printing it because I never have. I called.
She's the original Q, bro.
The phone number, but I didn't have 50 cents a minute to.
Hello, dear friends. It's Sunday, April 28th. I'm told either the White Knights will announce Nizara today or this evening, or Saint Germain will cause the announcement of Nizara on April 29th. In a stroke of financial genius, Saint Germain is doing a legal corporate eviction of the current administration. Truly, friends, this is going to ensure that we do see Nizara announced. Our prosperity program deliveries of the first 31 prosperity programs are still due.
Nearly all of them predict Nizara's passing in the very near future. Well, it's 2026. It still hasn't happened. So venture to say Nizara never happened.
Our hands by April 30th.
Yeah.
A reminder,
Pretty safe to say
Saint
that.
Germain has control of whether we receive our funding from his World Trust, which amounts
Wait, is
to
that
over
Jesus with
50%
Saint
of our
Germain?
full funding amount.
What is that?
Zero tolerance for
What
anyone
is that?
who's anti-Nizara.
No, you need
He's
to
worked for
explain
hundreds of
that.
years to bring us Nizara's
What
blessing.
is that?
He expects us to support Nizara in all we do.
Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
No, you need to explain
The way I
who
see
that
it
is.
happening is first the announcement.
Bro, why do they just skip over that? I want to know that. Who the fuck is that?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows the trouble lives.
Here's our crazy ass cult leader that we're not going to explain. We know about Saint Germain, though, I guess.
And then that will be followed by the resignations of Bush, Cheney, Ashcroft, and all of his cabinet members.
Guess that didn't
they will
happen.
Be replaced by an interim government that's already been selected by the White Knights, who are the human component of who's doing the changes. Within 96 hours following the announcement, we will also have the Ascended Masters appear on our television screens and introduce themselves to us, because they play a huge part.
What?
In the
It is crazy good, man. This is
Okay,
so
hold
good.
on. Why are they zooming in on our face? Why are they doing that? Do you understand that takes a conceited effort to cut a clip and then zoom in, and then that requires somebody to go, all right, we need to see her face during this, right? It goes from this, and it's like she's just sitting there listening to this guy.
So have the
And they're
Ascended
just
Masters
like-
appear on our television screens and introduce themselves to us, because they play a huge part.
Why?
In the evolution
That's
of this
such a
planet.
weird cut.
Okay.
It is.
After that happens, the prosperity
So
funds
she
will
doesn't
be
feel like
released.
she's.
Why didn't they zoom in on his face?
Begin to work with our new government that's interim.
Then there will be another more formal, long-lasting
Open mind forum, bro.
election take place for the 4-year program. And personally, I believe that Jesus Christ will be the head of that
Oh my God, dude.
government.
Bro, what is happening?
Back to Jesus Christ, man.
Dude, they would love MAGA. These guys would become MAGA, I promise you.
Dude, they're like before MAGA. So
They're like, yeah, they're like MAGA before MAGA, bro.
I think he was set up basically on that, and he knows how evil this Illuminati conspiracy is. Okay.
Nazara had to crawl for MAGA to run. Let's just be honest.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
I need to know who the fuck that person was in the photo. I need to know.
Saint Germain.
Job says that I'm a gay arsler. Okay. Call in. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Let's talk. You don't got to be nasty. Let's talk.
And even though his maternal grandmother was a Rockefeller, deep down in his heart, he really loathed these people. Bill Clinton could be the...
Is there like a kid playing pop rocks in the background?
After Nasara's announcement,
probably
the funds will be released. People will receive funding letters. They'll go to their banks, and they'll receive large sums of money.
Money coming from nowhere, almost falling in your lap. It's like, you know, you're supposed to like get interesting checks every month.
Can you just like work on the framing a little bit? Like, can you like not look like that if you walked by a park that you'd get arrested? Can you just like, why are you dressed like that? What is going on?
Thousands of dollars or something like that to that effect.
They didn't need to show that at all.
Prosperity programs were set up by
they just did it for
Ascended
the
Master Saint Germain over 250 years ago.
Man, that kid is really having fun with those pop rocks.
He set up a world trust that today is worth...
that kid is like, yeah, screw you, little sister. Meanwhile, this guy's just like, yeah, so, you know, the little sister and, you know, the Nazara program, you know, they're going to release all of our debts and Jesus Christ can come back.
There's just a ton of programs. I don't even know a third of them, but these programs were set up and designed so that only people of good intention would get into them. Like the farm claims had.
I'd hear the kid with the pop rocks.
Go around and talk to people.
There.
And it was word of mouth strictly. They weren't allowed to advertise.
9 years ago.
Like this guy just like walks in. The guy just walking in like looking. He looks so weird, man. Bro's just like. Yeah, so 9 years ago.
He's the old geezer that knows everything about life.
I just bro coming in, he's like, what the fuck is this, bro? What is this movie? Holy crap, this is an incredible movie.
I had opportunity. I got word from a friend of mine. It wasn't you. I wish you would have been. His name was Mac. Mac and I were very close, extremely close, like brothers, like you and I are, like Jeremy and a few of the other guys.
A lot of them had small entry fees, like the farm claims. You had to put down $300.
I said, there's no way in God's earth to come up with 300. I plotted and I schemed to be able to have the money. I prayed to whatever God I prayed to. And when I got it, because I had a
I feel sad for these guys because I could tell that they're like economically destitute. Like they can't afford like a simple $300 payment. Like, I guarantee you they got like all sorts of debts and they're like, man, this Nizara is going to save us.
Paycheck.
And they're also super religious, probably.
Well, that's a paycheck. I took that entire paycheck and bought myself the papers.
Why did people do it? I don't know. I mean, they just felt like it was going to happen.
Didn't know it at that.
Ooh, phone call.
God damn it.
Well, you wanted to continue the...
Dude,
All right,
it's like, I want to see it like in a Sarah.
You're on the line with 1STAMENDER.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I talk to you about trans people?
Sure. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Ethan.
Hey, Ethan. What you want to talk about?
So I was wondering if you think that trans women should be allowed in regular women's sports.
Yes.
So why do you believe that, even though they have a distinct genetic advantage?
Because I believe that there are genetically women that have a genetic advantage as well. And I don't believe that we should kick people out simply for having a genetic advantage.
So in that case, why do they have separate women's and men's sports? Why doesn't everyone just compete together?
Because women are in general weaker than men.
Exactly. So why should we allow biological men to compete in sport?
Yeah, I didn't ask for all biological men to compete, just trans women.
Yeah, but those people still have the anatomy of a male person, meaning they still have.
Yeah, so like I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Because I believe that there do exist women who possess greater amounts of testosterone. In fact, when they've actually measured cisgendered women in the top end of their competitive field, it turns out that they had a wide variation of testosterone. Some of the winners even had less testosterone than people that came in second and third. So I don't believe that having an androgen difference is going to result in any real advantage. Even if you presume an advantage, none of this actually matters because there are people that are just going to have a genetic advantage over other people.
And so why should we encourage that if people are completely meant to be different? So testosterone isn't the only advantage that trans women have over biological women.
Should people be excluded if they have a genetic advantage?
No, but they should if they don't belong in that category at all. They still have the same XY chromosomes, which gives them.
So if a person has a genetic advantage, they should be precluded from competing in sports?
That's not what I'm saying. That's a red herring.
I'm asking, should that be the case?
No, it shouldn't. However, there are.
So people that have a genetic advantage, they should be allowed to be in sports then.
If it is a natural genetic advantage, yes. But if they're physically altering their body so they can compete in a completely different category, then no, they should not be allowed to.
Okay. Are you aware that there are transgender people that possess biogenetic markers that result in them being trans?
I'm sorry, what?
There are trans people that, by their very basis of their biology, result in them being trans.
Are you talking about XXY chromosome pairs?
I mean, there's intersex conditions. There's people that possess the lack of a specific surge of testosterone in the brain in the 20th week of gestation. We could talk about these mechanistic outcomes that lead in someone being trans.
Those are natural genetic mutations, and they're not trans. That's completely
So
different.
should they be able to be competing in women's sports?
Yes, because they're biologically and naturally still women. That's
based. So the fact that there is an advantage. Hold on. So the fact that there is an advantage is not actually the reason why you want to exclude trans women from sports. Because you're okay with biological women that have excess testosterone who would have an advantage in sports. So therefore, what is the reason that you would want to ban women from sports?
Well, it's the exact same thing with why I don't think people with taking steroids should be allowed to compete in sports. Like, why do you think I don't think Barry Bonds should have been allowed to compete. Why? Because he was on steroids. He was on testosterone. These trans women, they're taking testosterone, which gives them an advantage. It's a genetic boost. It's one thing if you're naturally able to do these things. It's a completely different thing if you're altering your genetic, or if you're altering your hormonal abilities by taking other hormones in order to compete at a higher level. It's the
Did
same
you
thing
know
with
that there
steroids.
are those that possess less testosterone that end up winning at the top echelon of their competing bracket?
Yes, but that's completely irrelevant. I'm talking about artificially
So why can't
changing your body.
I don't understand
I'm talking about artificially
you want
changing your
to
body.
want to ban trans women. Then I don't really understand it.
Okay, well, how about I make it real simple for you, okay?
Mm.
If you change your body to compete better, that is not allowed in sports. There's a reason why people taking steroids aren't allowed to compete in sports.
What about
There's
if
a
they
reason.
change their body to compete worse?
Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody do that?
Well, considering that there exist trans women that have a natural amount of testosterone in their body, they then take estrogen and hormones and testosterone suppressants, which does in fact make their body worse at competing. And there are trans women that are competing. So I'm asking you, what if they change their body to compete worse? Would you be okay with that?
In this example, are you talking about biological women or fake women?
All right, you're not tracking. So you said if
You're right,
you
I'm
change
not.
your body to compete better, then they are not allowed in sports. So then my
Yes, that's how it
comparison is
works.
the
If you take-
opposite. What if they change their body to compete worse? Can they compete then?
I don't think they should, because you're still altering your body.
All right,
by
why?
Giving yourself work. Well, because you're altering your body to change your competitiveness. It's very simple. Compete naturally or don't compete at all. That's how sports work.
You're altering
Do you
your
know who
body to
Fernando-
change competitiveness?
Yes. Do you know
So
who
if
Fernando
anybody
Tatis
changes
Jr.
their
is?
competitiveness for better or for worse, that means that you're not allowed to compete?
If
in your
they're
mind?
artificially doing it, then yes.
Well,
It's cheating.
people
Do you
train
know
all
who
the
Fernando
time, and that
Tatis
would
Jr. is?
technically be artificially doing it.
I'm sorry, what?
People train all the time to compete better. That would be artificially doing it.
But they're not injecting something completely different into their body. That's completely different. It's
So
not
are you making a
foreign idea.
naturalistic fallacy? You're just going to argue, but it's not natural, therefore we ought not do it?
What? No, I'm saying if you're artificially...
I'm saying that you're artificial. Yeah,
impacting
your predicate is that you're arguing that it is artificial. Therefore, it is bad.
That's not the whole thing. Nope, that's not my whole
All
argument.
right, so
I'm
make
saying
your
if
argument, because it doesn't make any sense.
If you're artificially changing your body by taking hormonal treatment and other treatments like that to increase your performance, that should not be legal in sports. There's a reason why Fernando Tatis Jr. was punished.
We've
There's a
already
reason why
addressed
guys
this.
like Lance Armstrong
We've already
are
addressed this.
not considered.
I said, I asked you, what if that they are doing things to make their performance worse, in which case
And I
you
said
are
they also
also
shouldn't be allowed to
against that. So it's not the
Yes.
fact that they are better, it's the fact that they are changing it at all. So any quote unquote
Yes.
unnatural, as in something that would not happen naturally and would require external motivation to be able to infer, therefore they should not be able to compete. Therefore, we should really ban something like training. Training is an unnatural thing that you're entering within your body. You're enacting upon your body in order to perform better at it.
The fallacy.
What's the fallacy that I committed?
It's a false equivalency.
How is it a false
There's a difference.
equivalency? You
Because
said that you specifically said
So when
that
you
if you
ask somebody
change your
how it's a
body
fallacy,
to
you
compete
have to
better or worse, your claim takes you to the absurd conclusion, not mine.
No, my conclusion is if you're artificially injecting yourself with hormones and you're artificially changing your your physical makeup in a way like hormones can do, it's completely different from training, like working out, stuff like that.
But it's
People
an
naturally
unnatural way
build-
that people get better.
People naturally build muscle just by not, they don't even have to work out for some people.
Yeah, so
They
you're
can
making a
naturally build muscle.
naturalistic fallacy once again.
What? There's no naturalistic fallacy. The thing is, in sports, to maintain a fair
Do you understand how it's a naturalistic fallacy?
No, explain that to me.
Yeah. So what you're doing is that you're extracting a moral good equivalency or bad equivalency to something that is of nature or that thereof not of nature. Because somebody is introducing something into their body, therefore it is considered unnatural and therefore bad. But if you do not introduce something into your body, that is therefore good. I would imagine that there do exist women that are taking, say, pregnancy pills to avoid pregnancy. This would, in fact, that would, in fact, increase a person's testosterone. It would, in fact, improve their hormonal makeup for competition. Do you believe that if a woman, a biological woman, is taking, say, a birth control pill, that they should not have a right to compete, considering that they are messing with their hormones?
Well, I think it depends on how much the testosterone is changing. But the thing is, hormones isn't the only advantage that men typically have over women.
Okay, so are you concerned about the advantages?
I'm concerned about the natural physical makeup of males and how they automatically are going to beat women at almost every sport on their own, which is why they should not be able to compete.
Typically, but there do exist women that possess androgen insensitivity syndromes that give them the same exact advantages of that of biological males. Should we ban them? I don't believe that we should. We don't ban, we don't ban, for example, Michael Phelps for having webbed feet. We don't ban Shaq for being gargantuanly huge. We don't ban Usain Bolt for being naturally good at running, right? Do you understand?
Do you understand that males automatically have greater muscle mass, they have higher bone density, they have more testosterone, they
Yes.
have better aerobic capability?
So do exist
they don't
women
have-
with androgen insensitivity syndromes. Have you ever looked up a person named Castor Semenya? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't, but the thing is, males have those physical advantages, which make them automatically way superior to women.
Well, I'm just going to show you what Castor Semenya looks like on the feed. So this is Castor Semenya. If you probably observe by all metrics, every single metric that you can observe, by your lights, this person would be male. But the reality is that this woman, who definitely has a vagina, was born with testicles instead of ovaries, which
She was born with
resulted in them
testicles?
possessing excessive levels of testosterone. Then from birth,
Wait, she's born with testicles?
yes,
So how's she a girl?
she has a vagina.
She has a vagina and balls?
Yeah, let me ask you this. Can men have vaginas?
She has a ball and she has a pole.
Yeah,
and a
she
hole.
has internal
She has a wiener
testicles
and a
where
vagina?
ovaries would be. She does not have a wiener. She has a vagina.
Wait, but you just said she's balls. Does she
Yeah,
not have the pole to go along
internal.
with the
So,
balls?
so the ovaries, where the ovaries are typically internally, those are testicles, fully functional testicles.
So she can come?
I don't know. I'm not going to ask.
Okay.
I don't know.
I have a question for you. What percent of the
Well, I'm saying,
population
like,
has-
where does she compete? Where does she get to compete or no?
What percent of this
Can she
population has
compete?
syndrome?
No, I want you to answer the question. Can she compete?
Yeah, with dudes.
She has a vagina. Do you think men have vaginas?
Do you think women have balls?
In this case, yes. So I'm going to ask you once again, can men have vaginas?
No. Can women
Okay.
have balls?
Well, there you are, right?
This
We're showing a literal person here.
This is completely different.
But do you understand the difference? Like, my position is able to accurately address this. This completely breaks your
Do you
brain.
realize
You are
that this is a
completely
freak
incapable of
genetic-
understanding a person named Castor Semenya. Castor Semenya clearly has a vagina. You could see it as an example that she doesn't have any male genitalia, and she competes among the women.
She looks like she has male, like...
Yes,
nipples,
because
though.
she receives normal testosterone of that of a man from birth through puberty, and she's perfectly happy with her body. She is not against having the body that she has. And in
So
my
she's a
opinion,
dude
there are people that are going to have genetic conditions that result in them performing better. We don't ban Michael Phelps for webbed feet. We don't ban Shaq for being really big. We do not ban
Because that's natural.
Usain Bolt
That's
for
how they
being
were
naturally
born.
good at running.
Shaq
We
doesn't have a vagina.
what?
Shaq doesn't have a vagina though.
Yeah, we're not talking about Shaq here. I'm talking about, as
You
examples,
are.
people who have genetic advantages. I'm showing you there do
we're
exist
talking-
people with genetic advantages. Caster Semenya, in your eyes, you think belongs in the men's division, despite the fact she has a vagina. I don't know. You're in makeup world. I don't know what to tell you. I just think you want to prevent trans people from having access to regular society. I think that trans people have a right to compete, and where I would put them in their identified gender, provided that they have their sex hormones in a specific domain. I'm perfectly okay with that.
But I have a question for you. What is a woman?
Are you talking about by gender or sex?
By sex.
By sex, XX chromosomes that usually results through their gonadal phenotypes and resulting having breasts, larger hips, as opposed to belly scenario. Huh?
Do they have to have that to be considered a woman?
Not all of those features, but a combination of, yes.
So if somebody had a completely male body but XX chromosomes, what would you categorize them as?
I would put them in what they identify as. That's the way that I would go. But
So
specifically,
they get
Caster
to
Semenya
choose.
identifies themselves as a woman. They want to compete in the women's division. Let them. Who cares?
But identification has to do with gender. That has nothing to do with sex. Sex is a distinct. Sex
Yeah,
is a
you're right.
distinct
It's their sex
biological
is
thing. You don't get
separate
to- you
from
don't get
their
to
gender. Their
identify
sex
as
is
one
separate
side or
from
the
their
other.
gender. Yes, that's exactly what transgender is. I agree.
Yeah, so sex is a distinct biological fact. You can't identify as one sex or the other. You are one sex or the other.
That's correct. Yeah, the sex never changes. I never made the claim that sex
So-
changes,
So why do they get to choose what they identify as?
because we're talking about gender, not sex.
No, if somebody has
Let me ask you this: is sex and gender the same thing?
no.
Okay, so if you recognize that sex is different from gender, what's your problem?
So if somebody has a male body but XX chromosomes, what is their sex?
They would be male. Or I'm sorry, they would be female. XX chromosomes is female. By
That's
sex.
the only contributing factor.
I mean,
Correct?
you can look at external sex characteristics. I mean, this is where it gets
No,
into
no,
a
no, no,
bimodal
no.
spectrum.
At the end of the day, if somebody has a male body but female chromosomes, they are a female.
I
That's what you
mean,
just said.
again, like I'm
Those
perfectly
are your
okay with
words.
the idea of these people being in the whatever sports that they need to be in. I'm even okay with the idea of like separating on the basis of like hormonal advantage, despite the fact that it doesn't even that doesn't necessarily fully make sense in the sense that there are people
Exactly,
that
because
that
hormonal
work at the
advantage
top
isn't the
echelon
only
of their
advantage they
fields
have over women.
that actually show to have less testosterone than what they would expect. So testosterone in and of itself doesn't actually result in somebody winning or losing in a specific sport. I mean, you could look
No,
at
it's
even
bone
instances like the most egregious
Also
instances that like to be mentioned, like Leah Thomas, where she won in fifth on like, I think she won first in like a single race, then fifth in like another one. And then she had like done worse in pretty much all of the others. And then she got banned. I don't see that as a reason to ban a person from the sport. It's ridiculous. I think it's just
So you get to
transphobic.
choo-
It doesn't have a basis in reality. There are biological
you're
women that
saying-
have beaten Leah Thomas. I see no reason why a person like Leah Thomas or Caster Semenya can't compete.
Okay, so hold on. So should men, if they just if I, as a male, just all of a sudden decide to say, I'm not a girl, should I be able to go compete in the women's sports?
No,
Why?
because you don't establish the
identify as a woman.
performative nature of the gender that you are.
So I have a performative advantage.
No,
Is that
no,
what you're
no,
saying?
no, no. The performative, not like performance in terms of sports, but
No, okay. So say I genuinely decided one day that I want to be a girl.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I understand what you're saying. You're saying
Do
that I
you?
shouldn't be able to. I'm just doing it. Like
What do
as
you
an
think I
act,
mean by
but
performativity?
I think you're saying it to be like not genuine about it, like not actually wanting to be a girl.
No.
What do you mean by that?
So I went over this earlier in my discussions, but it's referring to Judith Butler's idea of performativity. What it is referring to is the ideas of repeated acts of gender, or how you dress, you speak, you walk, you sit. They actually construct and sustain the very identity that you claim to present. There is no true gender identity hidden behind those actions.
That's what I said.
No, it's not what you said.
I just simplified that. Yeah, I just simplified that. I said I'm just saying that just so I can compete, but I don't actually mean it.
All right, well, I don't see any argument why a trans woman should not be able to compete if a person like Caster Semenya can compete.
So what you're saying is, if I one day genuinely, actually in my heart, believed that I wanted to be a woman and I thought I was a woman, should I then be able to go compete in women's sports?
If you worked within the performativity of it, then sure.
Okay, so I think we're at a standstill because this is just a complete disagreement in basic ideological beliefs. You believe that anybody who
It's not an
should
ideological belief. It is the anti-trans position that is the ideology. It is not the trans position that is an ideology. There is no trans ideology. It doesn't exist. So we already happen to exhibit the instance of multiple different societies that have exhibited differences of third gender, and a lot of different indigenous cultures that exhibited differences of third gender until you had white Christianity that took over and removed this as a concept entirely. However, you can observe even today, for example, hijras, which exists in India to this day, that had existed as far back as 1250 AD. You can even look at Native American cultures that were able to exhibit a third gender spiritual form that was acknowledged as well. You can also exhibit that it was in the 1930s that there were understanding of differences, of hormonal differences between males and females, and exhibiting different characteristics that would exhibit themselves through their hormonal imbalances. And then the Nazis burned those books and then killed the people that were researching it. The point is that we are now rediscovering what they have discovered many times over. The question is whether or not that you're willing to acknowledge its existence. So no, it is not the trans ideology. It is the anti-trans ideology. There is the trans discovery. There is no gravity ideology. There would be people that don't believe in gravity, and then there would be the discovery of gravity. Do you understand?
So what you're saying is that people chopping off body parts and then
not all trans people chop off their body parts. This is not an argument. You're just trying to be an absurdist to this, when most trans women don't even do this. Plenty of trans men don't even do this as well. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're saying people with penises can go compete in women's sports if they are trans women, technically?
Yes.
Well, yeah, this is just a complete ideological disagreement.
It's not. You're in the ideology. I'm in the discovery. That's the difference. I appreciate your call, Ethan. Are you subscribed?
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, if you want to subscribe, I have debates like this all the time. I appreciate your call.
I'm pro reality.
You lost this one, bud. Sorry, little bro.
You can cope harder. You'll get it.
You sound like you live with your mom.
What's your religion? Oh my God. What's your religion?
I don't have a religion. I'm an atheist.
Okay. Now, also, so do you think if we were
are we starting a new debate?
Let's look down at the ocean. So
are we starting? Are we starting a new debate?
I want to become.
Hold on. Stop for a second. Are we starting a new debate?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a chance. All right, hold on. Just let me put my timestamps real quick. Just hang tight. Just work with me.
One sec. Yeah.
So am I still talking with Ethan? Hello?
Hello. What is being gay okay?
Yes.
Why?
Because I believe that consenting adults they ought be able to pursue their interests, provided that they are not hurting other people. Being gay doesn't hurt other people.
Okay, so we're not hurting other people now. So I can just hurt myself. So if I was okay with, I'm just gonna commit suicide. I'm just gonna commit suicide. That's okay.
No, I would agree with you. I'm not in favor of suicide.
Okay, so if it doesn't affect other people, should it matter?
Well, whether or not it affects other people is a different concept. Anything can affect another person. The question is whether or not that it causes quantifiable harm to other people. People being gay by virtue doesn't actually hurt you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, that was my friend. He's just rage baiting. I have a genuine question though. Should trans people be able to go into the bathroom they identify as?
Yes.
So don't you think that could cause problems if somebody says they identify as a woman, but it's like really just a pedophile, and they're going into women's bathrooms? Don't you think that causes danger for little girls?
Yes, it does cause danger for little girls, but it turns out that cisgendered people are overwhelmingly the people that are abusing children in bathrooms.
Okay, yes, but the thing is, if they're legally not allowed to prevent that from happening, that presents a risk, don't you think?
Sorry, what?
So if it's completely legal for trans people to go into the bathroom they identify as, obviously, as a male, I would not be allowed to go into a female bathroom legally, right?
Yeah, so just so you're aware, sexual assault is already illegal, and that doesn't prevent people from sexual assault. A cisgendered person, if there was a law that discriminated against trans people from using the bathroom, would not prevent the cisgendered person from assaulting women in bathrooms.
Yes, but then it makes it... Okay, so if they had a guard outside of a women's locker room, okay, and a man comes up and says he's trans, and he goes and assaults like a little girl, do you think that's a problem?
Yeah.
So don't you think that could be prevented by just forcing people to go to the bathroom and the gender that they actually are, the sex that they actually are?
I suppose if there were a guard, but there aren't guards guarding locker rooms.
Okay, well,
and
then,
again, once again, they're like, just FYI, sexual assault is already illegal, yet cisgendered men do assault women in locker rooms, women's locker rooms. So just because there's a little woman sign and it has on some book somewhere, no trans women in the locker rooms, that you think that the cisgendered man is going to go, darn, I guess I can't sexually assault women anymore, is complete nonsense.
So if a man walks into a woman's restroom or locker room, that automatically raises his alarm. Wouldn't you agree with that?
No, not necessarily.
So a man walks into a woman's bathroom or locker room, that doesn't cause,
I think if you're a
sort
cisgendered
of
man,
nervousness
yeah,
or
but if we have a person that is through their performativity or trans person is not going to assault women in the locker room. In fact, statistically, even by a per capita basis, trans women very underwhelmingly assault women in locker rooms. It's basically non-existent, right? You're talking about a minority of the minority. The overwhelming amount of people, even by a per capita basis, is cisgendered men. And just so you're aware, sexual assault is already illegal. So illegality doesn't prevent this crime from occurring.
You're right. It just makes it a lot easier for it to happen because now...
Wrong. It does not. There is no empirical evidence that shows that. You're just saying that.
You do realize that if somebody is just being...
Yeah, I've already told you the empirical evidence. Trans women, we do not have an increase of sexual assault in bathrooms of women where trans women have a right to use the women's facilities. There is not an increase of sexual assault in those areas than there is in ones where trans women are banned. You are making this up. You are making up the problem. The reality is that sexual assault is already illegal. There is nothing that prevents a cisgendered man from potentially sexually assaulting women in a locker room. And by banning trans women does not magic away that problem. The problem is cisgendered men, not transgender women. In fact, most trans women, they actually are suppressing testosterone. Do you know what suppressing your testosterone does?
Yeah, it makes you more like a girl.
It suppresses your libido. Your sex drive is diminished by suppressing testosterone.
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
I understand that that's not what you're talking about because it goes against the false assumption that trans women will assault women in bathrooms. It's nonsense.
That's not my assumption at all, though.
That is your assumption. You operated that. You said, should trans people be able to go into the bathroom? You're arguing that if trans people are not allowed in bathrooms, that it would result. What?
Can I explain what I was saying, though?
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I could just say I was a trans woman. I could go dress up in a dress, wear makeup, and I could just walk into a woman's restroom, and that would be completely legal in some states. I might not be a trans woman at all, but I could just pretend like that just to go sexually assault someone. That's an issue.
All right, so just FYI, sexually assault, sex assault is already illegal.
Yes, so is going to the opposite.
So again, the problem is the cisgendered man that's sexually assaulting somebody, not a trans woman.
You're not getting my point at all.
I am understanding your point. You said I could say I'm a trans woman, wear makeup, and go in, and it would be legal, and I could sexually assault someone. However, having a woman's logo on a locker room doesn't prevent a person who wants to sexually assault a woman from walking into the bathroom.
Yeah, but don't you think it causes alarm when a normal male walks
Yeah, if you're a
into
cisgendered man, yeah.
Yeah, so what if I'm a cisgender man, but I'm pretending to be trans? Don't you think
Yeah,
that's
sex
an issue?
assault is already illegal. So discriminating against trans people isn't going to magic away the assault that cisgendered men do.
You're really not getting my point here, bud.
I do understand your point. I repeated your point back to you and was able to steel man it, so I do understand your point. Anyway, Ethan, we've been talking for about 31 minutes. I'll give you the last say.
Well, we're at a crossroads here because you can't accept that trans women aren't actually women, and you can't even understand my second point. So
Appreciate your call. You have a great day. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. If we don't get any calls, bro, I'm turning on that documentary, bro, because I am so interested.
Dude, another day, another fucking moron that cannot understand the difference between sex and gender. It's just absolutely amazing.
Wait, so he actually acknowledged the difference of sex and gender there. Wasn't that amazing?
Well, he did and he didn't. He did and he didn't. This is the thing. It's like their brains are like so fucking addled with like shit and like something that they make up
another
with
phone
brains
call.
that they can't understand this.
You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, Amender. I already called in this stream. I can just hang up if that's not okay.
Is this
Would
Wex?
it be all right if I said yes?
All right, go ahead, Wex.
Okay.
Let's make it quick, though, because I do want to allow other people.
It'll be quick. Do you still adhere to the Judith Butler definition of gender?
I'm coming around to it.
Okay. Does that not sound exactly like what I said?
No.
But okay, my whole point, what I was trying to explain, was that there is no underlying like thing that you can
do
point
something
to.
about
that,
Can you get me off your headphones and just talk to me through your phone?
How's this?
Get a little closer to your mic.
All right, you got me now?
Much better. Go ahead.
Okay, the thing I was trying to say was that when you talk about there being a biological element to gender, that sounds like an underlying characteristic or an underlying essence or truth.
You're talking about the
or a
same thing. I thought you were
or
going
a
to talk
thing
about
that you
something
are.
different.
Well, yeah.
I've already
it
told
got
you that these
Butler
things are
definition.
intertwined. Do we have to repeat the same?
Do you disagree with Butler's definition of gender?
I've already talked about it. Is that I'm coming around to it, is what I said.
So you would agree then that a gender is a thing that you do, not a thing that you are.
It could be a combination.
Okay. All right. That's all. All right. Have a good one, man.
Good talk, Wex.
Ciao, ciao.
We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Call in If we don't get any calls, not a big deal. By the way, if you've not hit the like button, hit that like button, hit subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I appreciate y'all so very much. Yo, dude, this movie is amazing.
It is. It is a truly amazing movie. They should make more of them.
I want to watch the full thing. It's incredible. Hey, phone call. You're on the line with First Amender. Hello? Hello? You're on the line with First Amender. Hello? Hello, 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 hello. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? 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 Aw. Dang. Hung up. Well, we are taking calls.
Happens.
Oh. All right. Let's see. If we don't get any calls in like the next 10, 20 seconds, we're going back to waiting for Nazara. So it's been an incredible video. I'm going to watch this with my boyfriend. Me and my boyfriend, we're just going to sit down and just fucking eat popcorn to this. This is going to be amazing. I don't think we're getting anything. I think we're good. Let's play the video. Here we
continue.
go. Ah, see, bro.
Yeah,
see how it is.
As soon as you said it.
You're on the line with First Amender. Come on, man. All right, movie.
That time, and I was skeptical because I just didn't know where it was going to go, and so I started to participate.
Well, it turned out that I was going to get $37 million paid to me.
This guy that said that he couldn't afford a $300 bill is like, turns out I was going to make $37 million. How convenient.
By telling other people they could make $37 million.
Yeah. Hey, there's the phone call. There it is. All right, here we go. You're on the line with First Amender. You did that again. I'm going to block you.
That is still a heck of a lot of money. Okay. First year went by. Second year went by. Okay. Was I a fool?
Yeah, he talked to a Nigerian prince. He promised $37 million. We were ready to go, dude. And he was like, was I a fool? Because I was expecting that 37. He was wringing his hands, just ready.
Like, was I a fool for just
He
doing
came
that
in,
little thing?
Bro walked he walked off out of his armchair like he was all like this, man. Bro was ready. Bro was ready.
I was ready
Right,
for
here we go.
everything.
Third year went by. Fourth year went by. 10 years went by.
And it has been subdued, it has been set aside, it has been ignored for years because of the total change, I'm sure, that is about to occur when this takes place.
As most people know, the mass prosperity deliveries and funding will only be done after NASAR is announced. All of us need to do what we can to get NASAR announced for the benefit of the world, our loved ones, and ourselves. We on the internet are now organizing NASARA action teams. We know that we must contribute our efforts in order for NASARA to be announced. I've rarely asked you calling this number to do anything, but we all need to do all we can to ensure NASARA is announced soon.
You know what this reads like? It reads like a bit like a doomsday prophecy, where it's like, guys, on October 7th of 2014, it's gonna happen. The end of the world.
It reads a kind of exactly. It's just like those religious cults, right? Like Seventh-day Adventists that just say, the end is nigh.
Yeah. And then they're
here's when
sitting
it
there,
comes.
And you've got all these devout believers. They're like, dude, trust me, October 17th, 2014. And there you are. You're just eating popcorn and it's 2021.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is, right? Like even with these religious believers, it's like they're saying, oh, the end is going to come on this date.
The
and they're
end.
preparing for that date. And the
Yeah.
date comes, it passes,
Yeah.
nothing happens. And they double down.
No, yeah, and then they
Oh,
go,
we were
no,
just-
no,
we didn't
actually,
read
we
it
read,
right."
we
Yeah.
read it wrong. It's actually 6 months from now, you know?
And they keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And it's always
And
the
then
same.
people
It's
are
always
like,
the
fuck
same.
these guys. And that's why we don't hear about them, the Nizara people anymore.
Pretty good, right? Yeah.
Yo, what is this fucking music, bro? They're like, I met a magic man who walked on water. What is this music, bro? That's the guy who chose this music, bro. That's the guy. That's the guy who chose the music. Y'all want
All right,
this?
this is Sherlock A. Collins with you in a few minutes, soon after news. We're going to get started here. We got
The original live
our
streamer.
guest
He's
here
got
is,
that live streamer body.
Jim. We're going to talk about NASARA. That's the National Economic Stabilization.
Man,
and
he's
Recovery Act.
dude. Bro is eating an eclair. Now I want one. Fine. Now I want an eclair, bro. This guy's eating an eclair as he's talking to him and looking at him, bro. That's wild.
So we're
The
going to
courage of this guy.
history and some updates.
He's
on what
eating on
NASARA is all
national
about.
radio.
I'm going to turn the microphone over to Jim, and when he's done speaking and saying what he needs to say, he will at that time open it up for callers. Since he is a guest, we'll take 10 minutes per caller with the right to call back. But however, remember this. First,
All right. $1.99 donated saying Parks and Rec engage with Zorp episode. So I can't play anything that's like going to get me like content ID'd. Parks and Rec will 1000% get me content ID'd. I cannot. This ain't nobody content IDing this.
Yeah, nobody cares about this one.
Nobody cares about this. There ain't no, there's nothing going to happen. But we got to, we need the, what is it? The, what's it called, Daniel? The Neil Breen videos, okay? The Neil Breens, you know? Have you ever seen a Neil Breen video, Daniel? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely not.
You don't know Neil Breen?
Nope.
Oh my God, Neil Breen,
Should
dude. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, you gotta watch after this is over or whatever, like write that down, right? And then just watch it one day, right? Spend a night. Dude, sit down with your wife and be like, hey, we're going to watch a Neil Breen video. You guys are going to have a blast. You guys are going to be like, what the fuck am I watching? You guys, dude, it is wild. Do you know about like The Room? Do you know like Tommy Wiseau?
Oh.
Oh my God, bro.
Dude, I don't know. It's like you're talking gibberish to me right now. So
All right. Let me help you out. Who is Neil Breen? Here we go. All right. So Neil Breen is an independent American filmmaker, actor, architect, best known for writing, directing, producing, and starring in bizarre, self-financed psychological thrillers and sci-fi films. He has gained a massive cult following of what audience described as so bad it's good, unintentional comedy. His work has earned him comparisons to the legendary directors like Tommy Wiseau and Ed Wood. So he's a one-man crew, is famous for essentially making his movies entirely on his own. On his films, he acts as the writer, the director, the producer, the lead actor, the editor, the location scout, and prop master. His recurring themes are his movies almost always feature Breen playing as a messianic or supernatural hero fighting corrupt institutions, secret government agencies, or evil corporations to save humanity. They are excellent. Neil Breen films are like, They are legendary.
So you say you're recommending them, right?
Yes.
I get it.
Hold on, let me see if I can find one here. Here we go. Here we go. Here's an example. This is before AI, by the way. This guy was crushing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, Nasty, or Nathy, you are hot micing. You may want to mute yourself. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Cade. I have an identical twin brother, Kel. Then one day it all changed. There was a bright light in the sky and time stood still.
What do you think?
We were both selected.
Amazing.
What do you think, Daniel?
The pure majesty of nature.
This is great.
Virtual reality, the corrupt version.
A limitless digital universe connecting all shared virtual reality.
Oh my God.
Digital tribes. I miss what I never knew.
I'll take you out to dinner.
Leave me alone. I have a boyfriend.
Let's have
Get
it.
out of my
Bro,
face.
that green screen, bro.
Leave me alone.
Let's have
I have a
drink.
boyfriend.
I'll meet
Get
you
out of
back
my
here
face.
at 8 o'clock.
I miss my brother. I'm
His
with you.
brother is him with a beard.
Exactly. Dude, and it's so clear that it's a beard that is being
It
put on.
is so
It's a
good. You
fake
gotta,
beard.
all right, I'm just saying, you gotta just pick up any Neil Breen film and just sit down with your wife and watch this shit. It's a blast. You're gonna love it. All right, here we go. Let's continue. We're gonna continue with the actual movie.
Yeah, let's go.
Bro. All right, here we go.
First-time callers get top priority over second-time callers. And the second-time callers...
Dude, I am touching myself listening to your little bitch voice.
Nathy, stop it. I gotta server mute him, bro. That's wild. All right, here we go.
Third-time callers. So that's the way it is. Jim, welcome here to the studio.
Thank you, Sherlock. I'm glad to be here. I want to thank RJ for setting this up. I know that he's a good friend of yours. And
Oh, yeah, I like RJ, and normally anybody that he likes, I like, but there's been one maybe that, forget it, but
Well, we
we're
won't
not
go-
talking about that.
We won't go there.
Okay.
All right, I'd like to open up with a brief invocation. I'd like to call upon the creator of all that is to be here today, that people's hearts and minds will be open to the concepts that we're going to be talking
You gotta love it that they're religious, right? It's like, it's classic.
Yeah, but I think it's a prerequisite.
They bust
I'll be
out the
honest with you.
religiosity.
Yeah.
Nathy says that can you tell First Amender that I was calling? All right, let's give you a chance, Nathy. You want to talk? What's up, Nathy? Now's your chance. You have been unmuted. You have to unmute yourself, though. Nathy, are you there? He says, I'm kid, by the way. What does that mean? Are you saying that you're underage, that you're under 18? I can't have you here. Yeah, you can't have you here. This is not for you. You go watch something fun. We're not fun.
Yeah.
Go watch something fun. I gotta ban them. I just banned them. Sorry, Nathy. Nathy, trust me. This is for your own good. Nathy, if and real, I am banning them on YouTube. Sorry, you're under 18. Trust me, it's for your own good that I ban you. Trust me. It's for your own benefit. What is it, Peppers? Peppers! Oh, my cat's meowing at me because she wants in. In! I know! Let me get you some food, my little leaders. Hold on, just give me a sec. Sorry, guys. cat was like, why am I not allowed in my own home? She's like, why am I not allowed in my own home? Isn't that right, Bubbies? It's okay. Say hello to everybody. Say hello.
Look at her.
Look at her.
She's not doing any conspiracy theories.
She's like, say hello to Pepper. She looks scared at this angle. I don't know. She's like, why are you holding me like this? Oh, why are you holding me? Don't hold me. Pepper hates being held. Didn't you know that? That Pepper doesn't like to be held?
I don't know.
She never liked being held. Look at her. Look at her. She's like, how do I escape?
I want to get out of here.
She's thinking of escape.
She's a cat, though, right? So that's what they think all the time.
How to escape?
How to escape, yeah.
Little lady. Oh, yo. Oh. Do you want a treat? Here, we'll give her a treat on stream. Let's give her a treat. She loves treats. Hey, hard to do it while I'm holding her. All right, little lady. Hold on, just chill for a second, bubbies. She looks so uncomfortable. She is so uncomfortable. Here you go. Treat. Are you going to have it? Have it. There you go. She likes treats.
Oh, it's all.
She just doesn't want to be held. It's okay, puppies. You're done. You can go. You can go. I'm sorry. Bye, baby. Okay. All right, back to the video. Let's go. That's not the right stream. Hold on. There it is.
About that the station would be protected against any problems that we had sometimes with interruptions. And I'd like to start out by telling a little bit about what NESARA is. NESARA is the framework, the legal framework that will restore a constitutional government to this planet, okay? And it's already passed into law, it's already been through Congress, and it's already been signed into law by Bill Clinton. So
which we already know that that's empirically false.
1 year
Exactly.
later,
They're just saying that based on a single person who did not confirm that.
2001, on September 11th, the announcement was going to be made in New York City by Alan Greenspan. As we know,
that's the
that
Fed
morning,
chair back then.
2 planes hit the World Trade Center and preempted the announcement of NESARA. Okay, this was a desperate act by those dark forces that would want to continue in power.
Always they, dude. It's always they.
And rape us.
Always.
And keep us
Who
in
else,
slavery.
if not they?
I'm a home caregiver. I was taking care of an elderly gentleman, and we turned the TV on because he liked to watch TV when he was eating breakfast, and we saw it actually happen on television, and we watched it the whole day.
Jeanette came running out over there.
Bro, find a place inside. Take off this jacket. You look like an insane person.
With one of the clients, and goes, they just hit the one tower.
That's what you
coming in from the other one. I says, first thing that
what do you mean? Look at him.
He looks dandy.
He looks like a psychotic person. He looks like a crazy man. He's like what is that outfit, bro?
What, do you think he's like a sane person?
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to point out to you that
He does look a bit like a serial killer.
NESARA
right?
is like, bro, it ain't a good look. You know? We got to have this hat on for this. This stream needs the hat. All right, let's continue.
Because days before that, it seemed like I was seeing planes being, flying into buildings.
Mind you, you can actually look up what the terrorists were saying to air traffic control. It was very clear that they were Al Qaeda. It was very clear that their intent was to destroy America because of everything that they have been doing in the Middle East, and they had religious extremism on their side. God was on their side. It was shown. You can listen to the recordings. It's all there. You can go on YouTube and it's there. So I don't know where they're getting this information.
We got up about an hour after the first, shortly before the second plane hit the towers. And she was in tears watching it.
Bro, wasn't it like
And
9 o'clock?
I just
You
couldn't
sleeping
believe
in
what I
till
was watching.
9?
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I felt at the time that it was our own people that did it. I felt it was the CIA and our own government.
Yeah, too bad that there is no
I did
empirical
not
evidence
feel
for that.
it was bin Laden.
Yeah,
I didn't ever know.
again, zero empirical evidence for that. You can once again
Unless you
listen
don't
to
care
the
for it,
terrorists
Amender.
talking to air traffic control. It's very clear that it was Islamic
Amender,
terrorists.
Have you forgotten the Gospel of John 20:29?
The Gospel of
Where
John.
it says,
Hold on,
"Blessed
let me
are
tighten.
those who believe without seeing."
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. I'm blocking the rays. We have the rays blocked. Okay.
Iranian terrorists or anything like that. I knew it was planned and executed by elements within
He
our
knew.
own government.
The dark has issued you a monumental challenge that you
The
can and
darkness.
will overcome.
Bro, imagine like you wake up in the morning and you think that the world is like a Saturday morning cartoon, bro. It's got to be so magical. Just getting, I gotta stop the dark forces.
They're
They-
walking from Mordor.
They're sitting there. Yeah, they're sitting there. They got like a cat with like an eye patch, you know, and they got like a mechanical hand, and they're just like, next time, Gadget, next time, you know.
Yeah.
They got like a cigar. They're sitting on a mahogany table, and they got
They're
their
crazy people,
they got their suede shoes on the mahogany table. How do we fool these people, the commoners, to believe that 9/11 was actually terrorists? Bring me an African child to blow my cigar smoke into. That's what they think.
Why do you have a British accent, though?
Don't you know who they are? It's a posh Britishman.
Okay. It has to be. It has to be.
It's so stupid. Like, man, I wish the world was this magical. It'd be amazing.
Remember who you are and that you are never alone. The pronouncements of heaven are made possible much more intensive surveillance of the dark ones.
The dark
This in
ones.
turn has allowed increased interactions between those who are working to transform your world and us. Now, do you understand that part?
What is that? Wait, Sally is reading the weekly update from the Galactic Federation, which can be found. Woohoo!
Apparently, the Galactic Federation.
Guys, this website, this website kind of fire, bro. This has got strong 2001 vibes, bro. Who is liking this website, bro? The Planetary Activation Organization /
The 1990 vibes from this website, strong as fuck.
Peace and inner strength through unity. Introducing the Planetary Active Organization. Then there are Galactic Activation Webinars. The Galactic Event Schedule. Hold on. Put on your tinfoil hats. What are you doing? Don't you want to block the rays?
Yeah. Why do you not want to block the rays?
What's up, AWOL?
What's up, 1STAMENDER? How are you, man?
Wait, you don't like the Planetary Activation Organization?
I can't watch them anymore, man.
Why not? No, look at the look at the website.
Look, I did want to comment that the whole Neil Breen thing,
Yeah,
wonderfully bad movies. Like
they're great.
all of
Yeah,
them.
See, AWOL is giving it
Believe
a
it or
thumbs
not,
up. First
he makes a
minute.
lot of
If
money
me,
off
listen,
of that.
remember our rule. If me and AWOL agree on the same thing, it's right. Okay.
That's true. Like, if you want to just sit back and wonder how much money went into it and how much money he makes from a movie like that, it's incredible.
How much money does he make? Does he actually make any money?
Yes, you should look it up. It's actually, he's like got a cult following for these horrible movies.
How much does Neil Breen make? Neil Breen's annual income has not been publicly disclosed as he self-funds his micro-budget independent films entirely outside of the traditional Hollywood studio system. However, his net worth is estimated to be around $2 million, primarily accumulated from a highly successful former career as a licensed Las Vegas real estate agent and architect, alongside a steady cult classic DVD sales of his self-distributed films. This is amazing. This dude's a goddamn legend. It's a goddamn legend.
All right, so two things. I'm not supposed to normally call you when I'm buzzed. I'm buzzed, so I'll admit it. But I have a stipulation to ask from you.
Yeah.
I have to give you a scenario. But the problem is that Daniel, if he's still here, he can't speak for at least a minute because I don't want him to give it away.
Go ahead.
Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, cool beans. Are you going to type this down?
I am.
All right. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. A 17-year-old boy stabs another 17-year-old boy in the heart at a track meet. If the papers reported it like that, would you be satisfied with that amount of information?
I mean, I would want to read the article. No, I would not be satisfied. I would want to read the article.
Okay, whatever information would make that relevant to you in the article itself, what would you need to know?
Details, the school, who these people were, maybe
What do you mean
a
by who they were?
motivation, investigation, officials talking about it, the cleanup.
Okay, so back up for a second. What do you mean by who they were? I've given you their age, and I've given you their gender. I mean their sex.
What is your point? What are you trying to prove here?
I'm trying to figure out what you would require from the news if they reported that crime.
I gave you the answers.
It goes back to I'm sorry, what?
I gave you the answers of like relevant details.
Okay, I guess it ties into the conversation we had about what information should be given out to the news because it creates bias in the stories. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I think that there's like a responsibility of news organizations to basically show it in a way that doesn't create additional hatred and violence towards marginalized groups of people.
Towards marginalized groups. Okay.
Yes.
So now if I fill in the details, and now Daniel can feel free to speak. Sorry about that, Daniel. The person who did the stabbing was a black youth, and the person who died was a white guy. Does that change your perspective of the story any?
Not really. It's a terrible scenario.
All right. Well, the reason I bring that up is, have you heard anything about this particular case?
No.
Not at all?
Nope.
Okay, well, it happened about a year ago, and it's been a hot topic for a while. Of course, both sides have racism angles to it. But they recently drew down the jury, and there's no black jurors at all. So now the internet is abuzz with whether justice can be dealt in a trial like that now. So I'm calling you to see what you think about it.
I don't know.
Because also this ties into what you think about
So typically when it comes to any
justice.
jury, like what you want to do is absolve yourself of any internal biases that could exist. It's possible that the random people that they selected out of the voting area that was nearby, that there just happened to be no black people that fit the criteria for being an unbiased perspective. Did you know that I've been on two juries? Did you know that I've been on two juries?
I have two. You're right first, because a lot of the people who were black who were there for jury selection got disqualified because of their replies.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Because I'm sorry, what?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me either.
Right, but that has nothing to do with them being black. That just has to do with them being biased.
Well, yes, I would agree with that, but that's not how the racist people are going to see it. Because there's already a section of people like,
I mean,
there's no black juror that can't beat justice.
I'm not woke because it makes me feel good. I'm woke because the facts lead me to it. So like if you're talking about something where the facts don't lead to it, I'm giving you an example, right? I've been in multiple juries, and the purpose is to not have a biased juror. You know, like for example, if you have a drug case, you kind of don't want a juror who thinks all drugs should be legal.
Yeah, yes, I agree with you on all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm asking your opinion, I guess, because of the whole retribution thing. As you know, I'm a right winger, and I personally think it was murder. But if you're put in a position where you have to be one of those jurors, do you?
I mean, considering that, considering that there's a jury, that's kind of up in the air, right?
How so?
Because somebody is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Considering that there is even a jury case, that means that there is a discrepancy onto the guilt and the facts of the matter, and it requires a jury to come to a conclusion if it's the person is guilty or not. So you and I do not actually have the information necessary to operate under that determination unless if we have been presented all the relevant facts.
Sir, are you bullshitting me right now? Like, seriously, first, I'm a citizen. I can have any opinion I want. I just said clear cut. In my opinion, it's murder. I can have whatever opinion I want about it. Right?
I'm saying that your opinion is presumptory and it's premature.
Okay, wait, First Amender. Like, I don't even know if you're just being pompous just to be fun right here. Are you going to tell me that everybody you've accused of something has already gone through a jury case and it's been proven? Or do you make assumptions on things you believe?
I mean, I'm sure I make some assumptions on certain things.
Okay,
I don't like to, I make an active attempt to not operate on the basis of a presumption, but on the basis of something that can be backed up.
Okay, I guess this is one of those points where we always seem to differ, because I'm asking what you personally think, and I guess you're going to resort to data. But just with the information I gave you, if you heard that story, would you consider it self-defense?
Yeah, I just don't know enough to
extreme?
come to a conclusion.
Okay, what would it take for you to make a conclusion on whether someone committed murder?
I would need to see the relevant case information.
First, can I give you a hypothetical?
You can always give me hypotheticals.
Okay, hypothetically, one teenager stabbed another teenager in the chest. He said he felt that it was self-defense. He thought he might have lost the fight and gotten jumped on. Do you believe that that goes more towards self-defense or murder in your personal point of view?
I don't know.
Why not? I'm not even trying
Because
to.
I don't have all the relevant information. I would need to know, what's their position? Did one of them retreat? Were there other people? Was there people trying to push them away, trying to prevent the fight from occurring? Was there a relevant, incredible threat between the other party? I don't know any of this information. All of this information could clearly point it in one direction or the other. And the fact that I don't know any of it, and I just know one teen stabs another in the chest, doesn't give me enough info. So I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I was trying to wind this all into like retribution anyway. So, what do you think the way? I'm sorry, it's the alcohol now. If such a instance occurs where someone stabs someone else in the chest, since you're against retribution, what process does that person go through after doing that in your perfect worldview of how the law works?
Yeah. So the fact that I'm against retribution doesn't mean it doesn't result in jail time. I'm saying that the resulting jail time operates on the basis of safety, not on the basis of getting back what is due to society. Does that make sense?
It does, but it sounds a little soapboxy. You have all the power.
It's not
You're the
soapboxy.
judge.
I'm
and
saying
you have
like
your ideal
you
world.
only jail people in the sense that they're a danger to society. You don't jail people in the sense that, man, that we need to take this guy, throw away and lock away the key so that this person suffers for what they have done. Totally different positions as to why.
First, I think you're arguing the wrong thing. Like I said, this is your ideal court system. You were in charge. All I'm asking you is, after let's say I'm the defendant. I stab this person in the chest. I'd like you to tell me, in your ideal court of law, what would happen to me after I committed that action.
Yeah,
That's
you'd
what
be
I
in a
wanna know.
rehabilitation facility until you
Okay,
can be
and what does
proven
that
to not
look
be a
like?
danger to society.
All right. Okay. See, this is what I'm asking about, because I like it. Believe it or not, I like a lot of your answers, but they get really vague once I start pressing. So what I'm asking is, you say rehabilitation. So you send me to somewhere where they talk to me about my problems and things of that nature. I assume
No, it would be a prison. It would be a prison. You would be not free to leave.
Okay, so they would be in prison, but they get psychological help.
Yes. Well, there would be psychological evaluations determining whether or not that you are fit to be free, and, continuous assistance until you are a stable individual.
Okay, and I assume that's on the whim of the doctors who are in charge of you.
That's a good question. I don't know if I would. It may require a third-party body to determine if they are fit.
Like a parole board in regular prison.
I don't know. I would have to look at like, hey, what is efficacious in other countries?
Okay. Now, I'm pretty certain under your worldview, things like theft would have multiple chances before the person actually gets jailed, right?
Depends.
Okay, well, are you on like a 3-strike system?
No, it just depends on the
I ask these
scenario.
questions because,
It's a
like,
complex.
you know how I think
I think like a monetary amount, like to how much has been stolen. Like I think like stealing candy versus stealing a car are two completely separate things. And
Yes, of
there's a
course.
huge difference in like any amount of jail time versus an amount of jail time, or, figuring out how we can teach that out of somebody. I don't know. I think that's, it's difficult to say.
All right, so I have one more question. When you have a violent criminal, do you think that they should be housed with other violent criminals?
Other violent criminals. Only if they are capable of getting along.
Well, they're violent criminals first. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, it's possible that you have a violent criminal, but then they realize, oh, I made a mistake. I never should have done that. And then they on their base behavior. It happens. These things happen. There are people like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. If they are capable of getting along, then yeah. If they are not, then you got to separate them.
Okay, fair enough. Oddly enough, I do believe in a prison system where offenses are separated by what type of offenses the person committed. Because I don't think that a white-collar criminal should be in the same jail as, like, a pimp who stabbed 3 people. So
Yeah, like, well, one example like that I've noticed is that, among hardcore criminals, they see like prison to be like a form of going hard, like becoming a hardcore criminal, like almost like the
It's
college for criminals, which is completely insane. That needs to what needs to happen is a person needs to operate under the assumption that like, oh man, they've been to prison. Now they're probably going to end up going straight. After they get through with him, fucking 10 years of this fucking therapy, they're going to be completely brainwashed. They're never going to fucking do another crime. That's what I want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
First Amender, have you ever seen A Clockwork Orange?
Yes.
Okay. You remember how they got rid of criminals' evil thinking, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't work. The fuck? Come on. Come on. Holding
Okay,
their eyelids open. Come on. What is this fucking Kubrick ass shit? It was a Kubrick torture experiment. Come on. That's not a real. I'm saying like something that is shown like to have some empirical backing, not a guy having his eyelids held open, looking at a screen. It's ridiculous.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Although, actually, I got to give you props. I didn't think you would get the reference. You suck on movies, man.
No, I don't.
By the
I've
way,
watched lots
guys,
of movies.
You get in there. By the way, while we were talking, has Daniel had any side comments he wanted to send my way?
Daniel, do you have any side comments to send to AWOL Thoughts?
Not really. I mean,
he said no.
Okay.
Really,
Tell him that I saw his
those things
debate
he
on
said
his
tonight.
channel, and it was actually pretty interesting from the earlier stuff he used to do that was boring.
All right. Well, appreciate your call, AWOL.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, everybody.
I bet he liked the political stuff that I did on my channel.
Let me know, dude, if you want me to co-host. I might join you.
Yeah, obviously I would love you to co-host.
That'd be fun.
It's a lot more chill.
Is it?
I mean, it
Mine is
can
not
get
chill.
like
I am
bit-
not chill.
I mean,
If it's
it can
chill,
get, a
like
bit
you may want to find
stressier.
Krishan. What happened with Krishan? I don't
he's
understand.
No, he's okay. So he has like seasonal work, and it's summer, so he's going to be like really, really busy for the summer. So like 3 months, he's
Still,
like he won't be able
that
to do
fucking
it.
sucks, dude.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
That sucks, cock.
Yeah, this Tuesday we did like the prompt was billionaires are the biggest threat to democracy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hot take, kind of agree. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's Christian
we
nationalists.
barely
I think,
found
I think,
people.
I think it's probably Christian fascists. They're worse than
Because
billionaires.
behind them, you're gonna find some billionaires.
But there's
That's
billionaires
the
paying
thing.
for maybe
Exactly.
maybe. Citizens United.
Maybe. Exactly.
We got the Indian Jesus.
Citizens.
Here. Do we got one more call?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's
All right.
going on?
I can't stay for long, but I'll take your call. What's up, Indian Jesus?
Not much. You had a good debate with quote unquote what was it, Dr. Kent the other day?
Kent
I was thinking
Hovind?
I was thinking about covering that, but
Oh, can you turn off your music for me?
oh, my bad. Yeah.
No, you're good. Appreciate it. I just don't want to get content ID'd.
It's StreamYard info, but yeah, I got you. So good job with that. I have too many Christians in my audience. They wouldn't buy what you were saying.
They would not.
But-
They would not buy what I was saying, like just like the empirical facts.
Yep. They would be
But
like,
wait a second. They're like Christianity and evolution. They're not like really butting heads necessarily.
I agree.
They
I
shouldn't.
agree. But the Christians can be Christian. But there are some things that I do tend to agree with them about. And since this is titled, what did you say? For a gay woke progressive, I was
Yep.
actually just talking to somebody in my own community who is trans and said that them being trans makes them more of who they really are. And they didn't really want to get into that. And so I'm wondering if you would be willing to get into that.
Sure.
So how I don't understand how it could be that you are born a certain way, whatever way that might be, and then changing that is more in line with who that person is.
In line with how that person is. Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you feel like a man?
I have no idea. I feel like me. I don't have anything to compare it to. So, I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Do you work out?
Nope. Well, technically, donate, guys. If we hit the goal, then I do push-ups. But other than that, no.
So you don't like to, make yourself look better?
I mean, yeah, you're making me feel bad, man. Yeah, I should be working out more, but that is not something that I spend.
Why should you be working out more?
Because I'm straight and I'm short, and so if I want a woman, then being short, you're gonna have to have a little meat on the bones.
Would feeling taller make you feel more like yourself?
No.
Really? So then why would you want to be taller?
I do want to be taller.
Why would you want to be taller?
Because then women would be more amenable to me. I don't see any personal value.
So having women would make you feel better about yourself?
Well, yeah, I'm a straight man. I want a wife and a family. And right now I don't have that. And I mean, it's not solely because I'm short, but I mean,
okay,
let's not pretend that doesn't matter.
So that's kind of the way that, not exactly, but it's kind of the way how trans women feel.
Okay.
And being that way would make them feel better about themselves. They have an internal feeling that drives them to be that way.
Well, and I understand that part. The disconnect comes from trying to establish that as being yourself. I don't understand how that could be yourself if it's not yourself. In the same way that if I was taller, I would prefer to be taller for many reasons, but that's not who I am.
I'll provide you something that hopefully will help you. Hang tight. Just give me a second. I have to pull it up. Now I've brought this up on other, let me open this in Chrome. Come on, Chrome. Open with Chrome. Okay. Sorry. Just give me a quick second while I pull it up.
You good.
Okay. So I'm going to read you a quick excerpt and you just tell me what you think of it, of what I had just read. There are mechanisms of sexual differentiation. A major consequence of being genetically male versus female is differentiation of the gonads and as testes versus ovaries. Both XY and XX fetuses begin life with the same primordial gonads. However, at about week 6 of gestation, the testes determining genes on the Y chromosome cause these primordial gonads to differentiate as testes. If they do not become testes, they differentiate shortly thereafter as ovaries. Differentiation of the gonads into testes versus ovaries results in markedly different hormonal environments during development. Fetuses of both sexes are exposed to both androgens and estrogens from their gonads as well as other sources, such as the adrenal gland, the placenta, and the maternal system. However, there are dramatic differences in the amount of various hormones produced by the testes versus the ovaries, and these differences direct most subsequent events of sexual differentiation. Once gonads is differentiated as testes, they begin to produce hormones, notably testosterone and other androgens. Testosterone levels are higher in human male than in female fetuses, beginning as early as week 8 of gestation and peaking at about week 16. By about week of 24, testosterone levels have declined in developing males, and there is no longer a large sex difference. However, shortly after birth, the testes produce a second surge of testosterone, measurable in blood samples until about the 3rd to 6th month of postnatal life. In contrast, in the female fetus, the ovaries appear to produce relatively small amounts of hormones, particularly in comparison to the production of estrogen and progesterone by the placenta. As a result, there are no appreciable sex differences in circulating levels of estrogen or progesterone prenatally although there appears to be a surge in ovarian estrogen in females shortly after birth for the first roughly 6 months of postnatal life. Now get this, right? Did you know that it turns out that there are babies that secondary surge of testosterone actually causes the brain to shape into a more male typical brain? I'm not saying there are male brains or female brains, but there are male typical brains and female typical brains. So, if there was, for example, the first surge of testosterone, but the lack thereof, then what would happen is they would have male gonads, but a female brain or female typical brain. Do you see how like I can examine a particular mechanistic reality here?
Sure. But it feels you're just saying if this thing goes like this, then it's like this, and if it goes like that, it's like that.
I'm saying it can happen. So you said that they have an internal feeling that drives them to be that way. I'm giving you a mechanistic outcome where that does happen. This is a literal mechanistic outcome. I'm not saying all trans people are like this. There's social implications. There's additional hormonal implications as well, but this is one of them. So you can see right here, you're asking whether or not why somebody would be driven with an internal feeling. This is one of them.
That's not at all what I'm asking. That's not at all what I'm asking.
I wrote down what you said. Okay, you said specifically they have an internal feeling that drives them to be that way. You are asking why they have that. I gave you the reason why.
No, I completely understand.
Literally wrote down what you said.
Okay, maybe you misinterpreted or mistyped.
Right, well, then repeat.
What I'm asking is the concept of changing oneself is more like the self than the unchanged self. I completely understand that there's a notion in public society that the modern society where you could feel like a woman or feel like a man even though you're not. I don't even subscribe to that, but fine. People do feel that way, and I know people personally who have gone down that road, and they seem to be happier. Totally cool. I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't be happy. What I'm trying to address is the specific point that you are saying you are more like yourself by changing yourself.
So if the internal brain is different than the external gonads, then it answers your question.
Can you elaborate a little more?
If you have gonads, you have testosterone surging, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Typically. But if you did not receive that secondary set of hormones, it results in the brain developing into a female typical brain.
Okay.
But you are yet receiving testosterone throughout your life, and especially through puberty. This causes somebody to feel like that they're in the wrong body. So they feel like they're more like their self by changing themselves.
I don't want to get too pedantic, but I don't even really understand how you could feel that way. I understand.
I just explained it.
No. I understand.
I gave you a mechanistic outcome of that.
Okay. I read it. I heard it. I watched it. I saw all of that. I'm not confused about that part. I'm confused about how that part comports to reality. I understand people have delusions all the time. I'm not.
Are hormones reality?
Sure. But
okay, this is an example of a hormone difference that is atypical of sex characteristics.
Feeling that doesn't change the biological distinction, and so again, that goes back to my.
There's the external gonads, which may or may not even be distinct, and it doesn't necessarily map on to exactly what's going on in the brain, or hormonally, or from a social aspect.
I'm not asking you how trans works, bro.
Yeah, you're saying, you're asking,
my question is,
you said you're confused of how that comports to reality. I'm giving you instances of very real reality that is different from the typical black-white binary distribution, and instead including a more bimodal distribution. Do you understand what I mean by bimodal?
Yes, but I still don't like bimodal is still binary in
No, bimodal is bimodal. It is not exactly
there's
binary.
There's an overlap of how many categories in a bimodal
Yes.
structure? What's that?
Yes. So what's your problem?
No. I was asking.
You
I said,
seem to understand perfectly how somebody could feel that way. So what's your issue?
Right. That's my point. So you're not listening. You and I both get that I understand why they feel
Stop.
Ooh.
If you could observe my stream, you will notice I am writing down everything that you have said, Indian Jesus. All right, I have to mute you. Indian Jesus, do not bring in meta. I am writing down what you say. I write down what people are saying because people commonly do this. What they do is they say that they did not say a thing that they 1000% said. I wrote down exactly what you said right here. You said it yourself. I don't understand how you can feel that way. However, when I've addressed the mechanistic outcomes, you say you understand. If you understand, that means you understand how someone could feel that way. Do not say to me that you did not say that, because you did say that. I wrote down what you said as you said it. So no, don't gaslight the situation. You cannot gaslight the situation. All right, now I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, I said that at the beginning, and then you went into the specific example, and then I
You didn't say that at the beginning. You said that right towards the end. I have it here at the end.
Okay, do you want to understand what I'm saying, or do you want to win? That was an either or. Do you want to win, or do you want to understand?
I said, yes, I want to understand. Go.
So I understand the reason that people think that being different makes them more like themselves. I understand everything that you just read out to me. So that is not in question. So since you've written down everything that I said, do you know what is my question?
You asked multiple questions.
Okay, so what's the last one that I specifically asked?
Do you understand?
Oh, we're playing this game. Okay, so the specific question was, how can it be, not how do you feel? I understand that you feel that changing yourself makes you more like yourself. I'm asking in actuality, how changing oneself makes you more like oneself. If I am a table and I change myself into a chair, how does that make me more of a table? Do you understand now that I'm not asking why?
Yeah, and I've already addressed this.
I'm asking why, when people feel this way, we accept it as reality. Those are two entirely different.
Yeah, I understand that. How can it be? I gave you the mechanistic outcomes of how can it be.
Okay, again, not how can it be that it.
So again, I'm going to show you here. Here's the circulating levels of testosterone in the human fetus and the neonate. Male, the solid line, having higher levels of testosterone than females in the dashed line, particularly from about weeks 8 to 24 of gestation to weeks 2 to 26 of postnatal life. You can observe right here in this secondary set that there do exist in separate studies where there is the lack thereof of this second bump of testosterone, which results into a female typical brain.
I listened.
Okay, so then why are you asking me how can it be when I've already explained how it do be do?
I've clarified what I'm asking you. I've clarified that.
Do you know what a sea lion is?
First iteration.
Do you know what a sea lion is?
I apologize. I was too broad. I apologize. I'll take that L. I was.
Do you know what sea lioning is?
I have since clarified specifically what I'm asking.
Do you know what sea lioning is?
I was talking to earlier today that I asked this question.
Do you know what sea lioning is?
I can't hear you when you're talking over me because.
Do you know what sea lioning is?
Do I know what is?
Sea lioning. Do you know what it is?
No.
All right, I'll help you out because you're doing it right now. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Do you have my live up, by the way? Because you can just see the live as opposed to like being 12 seconds behind. Yeah. Okay. So here, it says here, this is a Wonder Mark comic. I do not mind most marine mammals, but sea lions, I could do without sea lions. Don't say that out loud. Pardon me, but I couldn't help but overhear. Now you've done it. I would like to have a civil conversation about your statement. Would you mind showing me evidence of any negative thing a sea lion has ever done to you? Go away. There is no need to raise your voice. I'm right here. I'm curious if you have any sources to back up your opinion. You're in my house. You made a statement in the public for all to hear. Are you unable to defend the statements you make? Or are you simply unwilling to have a reasoned discussion? Told you, dude. Sea lions. I've been unfailingly polite, and you two have been nothing but rude. I am trying to eat breakfast. Very well. We shall resume in an hour. So once again, I have already addressed exactly what your concern was. I showed you a direct causal mechanism to how it can be. So again, can you stop sea lioning and address the position?
With your show.
Can you sea lion and can you stop sea lioning and actually address the position?
Okay, what is it that you would like me to address, Mr. First Amender?
All right. I've already told you how it can be.
Yes, and I agree with all of that. What else would you like
how
to do?
it
Nothing
can be. What is your claim?
I'm not making a claim, motherfucker. I'm asking a question.
Yeah, and I answered it. Now what?
No, it's fine. So you gave
You
me an
agreed
answer.
that I answered it just like
you
2 seconds ago. Are you okay?
All right, yes. Can we bring it down? Can we bring it down? Because this is
Yes, we can bring it down. Now, please, what is your claim?
Okay, I did not make a claim. So what I said earlier was I don't understand how you could think that. And you gave me the scientific basis on why somebody would think that. And so then I clarified, okay, yes, I understand why somebody would think that. What I actually meant was that I don't understand how you could, number one, feel that way and also think that you are being accurate to reality. And so the idea there is based on your self changes, more like
I've
yourself.
already addressed this as well.
Okay, maybe I'm stupid then. Put it in dumber
Hormones.
terms.
I've already told you. Hormones are real. You agreed that hormones are real. Hormones and the lack thereof can result in changes in body morphologies, including in the brain. This passes the blood-brain barrier. This is observational. So again, you can feel that way and also be accurate to reality. Sex and gender is bimodal.
Holy shit, bro.
Are you okay?
Oh my god, buddy, you need to chill
Are you
down,
okay?
dude. You're gonna pop a vein or something.
All I am doing is answering your questions, and you are freaking out for no reason.
You're saying a lot of things that are not addressing what I'm trying to say. And
I wrote down what you said. I know what you said.
Fine. It's my fault that you're not addressing what I'm saying, but you're not addressing what I'm saying. So allow me, when you start talking
it's
about
your fault.
not what
How
I
can
mean.
it be his fault?
So what is your
Are you
claim?
insane?
You said you didn't make a claim. So then why are you talking?
Why are you asking me for a claim?
You have no claims. You have no arguments. Got it.
Right. I have a question for you to answer.
All right. What's the question?
Fine.
I've already
So
answered all of your questions.
I phrased that in a way that was not as clear. So then I tried to clarify. And
Yes, and I've already explained it. Hormones are real. You agree that hormones are real, and it is in fact accurate to reality. So the proponent that it is not accurate to reality is incorrect. I've explained it.
So what I am saying is that whatever level of hormones you have and however that makes you feel is not directly connected to your biology, your bimodal biology, correct?
Wrong.
How is that wrong?
Your bimodal biology often results in hormones in a specific way versus another.
I didn't say results in. I said dictates. It doesn't dictate.
So this comes into the question of like what causes what. There's like the XY chromosomes that could cause the hormones, or it could be the hormones causing the XY. We don't actually know that.
Okay, fine. Let's simplify.
I mean, the reality is most likely that all these things are like interrelated. I'm still talking, dude. Just chill down a bit. Buddy, can you hear me? Is my mic working, Amender?
Yeah, your mic is working. He's just being ridiculous.
I don't know why this guy is like talking.
Who the fuck are you?
That's Daniel Hume. He's my co-host.
It's Daniel Hume. I'm the
Okay,
co-host.
hi, welcome. I didn't know you were alive. I'm in the middle of
but I was literally fucking talking. Can you not hear me? Oh my god, dude! It's like
I've already addressed all his questions. I don't know what else he wants.
Anybody else here, motherfucker? Oh my god!
You don't know how to use Discord. You can't see there's like 3 people in this Discord channel.
I'm not. I opened Discord.
You're not used to. Oh,
All right,
man,
go ahead and
sorry.
make your.
There's
Hold
4
on,
people
hold on.
now.
So go ahead and make your. What is your? So what? Do you have any other questions? We've already addressed all of your questions. Do you have any others?
You win and I'm done. Is that what we're doing then?
I'm asking.
I
I'm not asking any meta. I'm asking specifically. I'm not asking any meta. I'm asking, give me a question that we have not answered already.
Your co-host is talking over you. I can't hear what you're saying.
I am asking, give me a question that has not been answered already.
Okay. Maybe it has been answered already, but maybe I'm too stupid. So maybe if you could simplify this for me. I'm not trying to big up anybody. I am here in genuine good faith. It does not make sense to me that regardless of how you feel, I can understand that you could be born male and you can have certain hormone levels that make you feel like you would be more aligned with a female.
Yeah. Well, regardless,
okay.
So would you feel that?
Wait, that's not. I'm just trying to stay on the same point so I can finish my question so we're on the same page. We're together there, right? That we both agree that some people could be born male and have certain hormones that they believe they would be better as a woman. Just point one, yes or no. We're on the same page, right?
That would be up to that person to decide.
Right. So somebody could do that. Okay. And so my question comes in to the idea that whatever level of hormones that person has, regardless of how they feel, they are male or female unless they fall into the intersex, which is a different category. But if they fall into the male or female category, regardless of how they feel, you cannot tell me that you are more of yourself if yourself is a male and you change yourself to be a woman.
Well, because you're not understanding the difference between sex and gender.
Wait. I don't understand that. Sorry. You can absolutely say whatever you want.
Yeah, so the sex never changes, the gender changes. Gender changes.
I mean, Blair White was just debating somebody who said a male who's saying no.
Yeah. Blair White is like a substantial anti-trans bigot, right? They don't.
Okay, great.
That's not a person that I would address. I would address people that are academic. Stop talking. I've listened to what you've said.
It wasn't about
I've
Blair
listened
White,
to what
bro.
you said.
What did I say?
I've listened to what you said.
Go
Have
ahead and
you
tell me what I
read?
said.
You said the idea or whatever, however that person has,
what did I
they
say
are
about
male
the
or
Blair
female.
White?
They could
What did I
fall
say
into
about the Blair
intersex.
White
They
thing?
fall into
What did I
male or
say about
female
the Blair White
category.
thing,
They
bro?
cannot be more of yourself. Gender changes, not sex. Do you understand?
Right. What did I say about Blair White when you cut me off?
Yeah, I cut you off on Blair White because that's not a good source.
I'm not using her as a source. That's why you need to listen to the end of the sentence. That's why you need to listen to the end of the sentence, sweetie. Because I'm not using Blair White as a source.
So let me ask you this, right?
Okay,
Since you're
just a
stuck in,
second,
hold on.
Amanda, just a
I just want to
second.
be clear.
Amanda,
Hold on.
let me,
Wait,
please,
Daniel.
Because I muted him.
Daniel, wait, no,
Yeah, he's being
unmute him.
such a fucking asshole.
Unmute him. Hold on. I want to unmute him. He called me
Blair
sweetie.
White,
I like that. Hold on. Hey. I just want to be clear here, right? Is it fair to say, despite how you feel, biological reality is going to stand in the way of how you feel, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you said earlier that you would get more women if you were taller.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you will not get women because the biological reality is that you're short.
I mean, I'm not going to get no women. I'm just not going to get as many.
Well, no, you're not going to get women because the biological reality is that you're short. That's your argument.
That is absolutely not my argument.
It is your argument because it's the biological reality. You're short, and so you're not going to get any women.
Show the world where I said that. Scroll up on your notepad. Go ahead. Show me where I said that I would get no pussy because I'm short. Go ahead.
Well, it's most likely you're not going to get.
No, I'm saying it naturally entails. It naturally entails on the basis of your argument. Biological reality prevents you from having women. Have a good day, Indian. I appreciate your call.
The sentence that you cut me off or no? Do you actually want to have a conversation, or are you just trying?
I have to end the show. We're 30 minutes past. You hit me at right the tail end. I want to have you back if you could, but I do have to end the show. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for calling it. That was fucking Daniel. What did you think of that?
I mean, he needs to learn how to actually talk with other people, because it's like as soon as he gets frustrated, he just like screams like a baby. It's like, dude, don't be a baby. That's why you're not getting pussy, because you're a baby. If you're a baby, like, women are just gonna.
By the way, just FYI, for those who are listening, just FYI, I don't believe just because you're short, you can't get women. I think that you could easily get women despite the fact if you're short. And there's nothing saying that, oh, you're short, therefore no women. No, I think if you're a good person and you've got charisma, I think, you know, and honestly, best advice, here's the best advice. You want to get a girl, no problem. Here's what you do. Reciprocate. Seriously, like just talk to them and be genuinely interested in what they have to say, and then match that back with the same energy. And then boom, it's like fucking magic. It turns out that's how you talk to people. Wow. Holy crap. Really hot take. Anyway, I appreciate you calling in, Dean, and thank you. We're going to end the show. What you got to say, 50?
Just really quick, I just feel like there's a misunderstanding. It sounds like Blair White had a trans person on the show, and this trans person just happens to be wrong. Like, is that correct? The trans person is one of those trans people that happens to claim that they can change their sex. And it's like, I feel like he was just trying to get through that point. Sorry, that was driving me crazy.
Got it. Appreciate it. All right. We're good. Thank you. We'll have conversations later for sure. Thank you, indianjesus, for joining. Have a great rest of your night, y'all. We got more of these. I've got over the weekend, I'm going to be fighting Jad. So
who's Jad?
To talk Jad. Don't you know what Jad is? Bruh. Y'all don't know what Jad is.
I mean, apparently I don't know a lot of things, so just saying.
I mean, it's this.
I mean, I didn't know about Jad, dude.
Jad.
Okay, sorry. It's like
we're gonna fight.
I was
Jad.
still on the Neil Breen. Yeah,
I gotta fight Jad, bro.
You're gonna fight Jad.
Yeah,
no,
and they're going down.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, are they though? I don't know.
I'll be able to have multiple attempts at Jad. We're gonna do it.
Seems like he's gonna get the upper hand on you. Just saying.
That guy was fucking crazy, bro. indianjesus was wild.
Yeah, I don't know why he was screaming.
I think I gotta make a video on that guy. That guy was crazy.
Oh yeah, for real. It's like a video with
that
him,
was a great video. That's a video. That's a video right there for sure. We'll make a video out of the crazy nut job who it's like, I wanna
have a conversation. Why did you
I wanna have a conversation.
I'm just screaming because
I just don't understand. Explain it.
And I can't get pussy. Yeah, I can't.
I can't get pussy.
Why not?
Why can't I get pussy? I'm short.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
No, he did not say that. But it naturally entails, doesn't it? Based on his argument.
It kind of does.
All right, y'all. All right, everybody. Thank y'all very much. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you.